Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Britton's Hangout Hour, episode 169. I am here today with Michael from Longbox
Yo,
Studios. We were going to have Marshall here, but he had something come up, so we can't do it. So I'll have to get him on a separate episode.
yes, next time for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. He runs a channel, Longbox Studios, which just like recently came around, where you cover mostly comics.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, we stick to comics when we can, but we'll dip our toes into things that are born from comic, movie adaptations, video games, junk like that. And so it's a fun channel. It's been nice.
I'll see you write some poetry. I've seen maybe.
That's right. Yes, that's me on my own as my solo project. I'm an author and a poet by trade. And so yeah, which has been such a good and fun undertaking. That's even a slightly newer, that's maybe 2 years in the making, but it's also something I went to college for prior to that. And so it's a new thing, but it's also a long time coming.
I see. I see. I just graduated college myself back in December. I got it for journalism. So
Excellent. Yeah, were
yeah,
you in Oklahoma?
yeah.
No.
UCO.
Cool. Excellent. Good stuff. Absolutely. Did you get through it in the requisite 4 years, or a little more, a little less?
Oh, a little more than that. I spent like 2 or 3 years over at a community college, which actually wasn't bad. I was one of those like kind of. I don't know what I was thinking, but I kind of thought like community college was for like idiots. But I ended up going to community college, and it's like, oh no, it's great. Like, smart people, and
That's right.
community college is
Absolutely.
awesome. It's underrated.
Yeah. 100%. That's
Um,
my day job right now is I do admissions at like a smaller like private college. And so which I had, yeah, similarly I had an interesting like perception of before I started doing it. But it's funny how things change once you're in the middle of it.
yeah, no, and then I went to UCO, which is like an actual like college. I had to go drive over there, and they have like a football state, all that fun stuff. And I was like, whoa, so this is like the college in the movies. I was
Yes,
just
the whole
saying
nine
that.
yards.
I was just saying that to some family members the other day, talking about my college experience. I was telling that to somebody the other day. I forget who. I think it
Yeah,
was someone in my family.
totally. It's the best, like it's like when it is they're feeling like it's in the movies, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm like, damn, it's like Animal House over here. No, it wasn't like Animal House, but
Oh, and were you? I hope you weren't Belushi then, if it's an
no,
Animal
no,
House.
no, no. I was like that guy who sits in the corner, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's he doing?" I'm just like minding my own business.
I relate most to that guy. I get it.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I remember one day because we had a like newsroom. That's where I worked for most of the time when I was in college.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and someone's doing like a class assignment. And it's basically just him looking at a computer screen and repeating a line from Jimmy Neutron. It's the
Okay.
fat guy. I forget his name. It's Rizzler, I think is his name.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Rensler. I don't know. Someone can tell us in the comments. But I was and he was going like, "Could I have a croissant?" And I'm just like, "What are you
What
doing?"
quasar?
What-
Oh, Carl
He's
Carl
just,
Weezer for
yeah,
yeah.
Carl Weezer. That's his name. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
It's so goofy.
So
That sounds like
stupid.
the college brain rot mixed with like the no sleep studying at all hours kind of vibes.
Yeah, it was for like an assignment. I'm like, "What do you guys?" I'm like, and they're just like, I don't even remember what they told me. And I was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" It was wild.
Oh, it's the best. The best vibe.
But no, yeah, I just kind of found your guys' channel by accident. I saw you guys were talking about the New Frontier, and I'm like, I love that book, so I gotta get in on that.
Yeah,
That
man.
was a great
Dude, it's been
episode.
fun. I'm glad you found us that way.
Then I saw you guys' Daredevil video recently. I'm like, oh man, this is the best one. I gotta see what they say. And you guys only talked about the one where they reveal his identity. I'm like, damn,
I know.
there that whole run it has bangers in it. Like,
It does. I know. And it's like oftentimes it's
But then
so
again, that
hard
probably
to
would have
put
taken like
piece
3
together.
hours to get through all of it, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
blame you.
that's just it. It's like making sure that it's a, we get our tight 40 minutes to appease the YouTube algorithm and all of that, and keep it palatable for viewers and everything. But yeah, it's like, man, I want to just go and go because you could totally talk all night long about it.
Yeah, no, I was like, so yeah, that was kind of the double think there. I was like, damn, I
Yeah.
thought like,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Totally. We'll get back around to, honestly, it's like we never need an excuse to read Daredevil comics. It's like I feel like Marshall and I, between the two of us, have a short list of just like characters and runs and things like that we will jump into at any given time. Like for me, it's always TMNT. That's one that I'm like, I'll talk about the Ninja Turtles any time of the week. Read it, I've read their entire history, not their entire history, but like pieces of their entire history and stuff like that. So it's like that's the fun of it, is just like picking those topics that we can talk about, till the cows come home.
yeah, no, I'm a big Daredevil guy too. Like I love
Yeah.
like my I don't know if you noticed, but my profile picture is a really bad impersonation of the season 1 of Daredevil
Yeah.
poster where he's
I
like,
wondered. Yeah. Like leaning on his cane or whatever.
yeah.
It's such a good
Yeah,
vibe, dude. I remember, yeah.
it was a window pane thing that I
Yeah.
had. It's so stupid.
Pretty
It's
good.
so stupid. Like, but I like that photo. I'm like, yeah, I gotta use that. So yeah, no,
It's a good shot. And I remember
it's
when that first season came out, dude, I was stoked. I remember I like watched that through like three times I think it was summer 2015. Does that sound right? Yeah, I was like eating that thing up. It was so good.
yeah. That's when I was like really into Daredevil at that time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this show is so good. Because
Yeah.
the movie, like, don't get me wrong, I love Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin. I thought he was great. Like, I don't even mind that he's black. Like, that sound
Yeah.
again, don't sound bite that. That sounds really bad. But like, but like his like he just what I mean. I love D'Onofrio as well, but he just nailed that role. Like when I think of the comics, he basically was the Kingpin from the comics. Like he's super big and like I mean he's not like super massive, but he had the big part down.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And just like ruthless verbally and ruthless physically. And yeah, of all the actors, I would not have expected him. You know what I mean? But like, I guess he has the like Full Metal Jacket like psychopath vibe, and so they kind of just played up. They aged that up and then said, play more of this. Is kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, no, I was oh man, what was I doing? Um I mean, I don't really love that movie. I think it's kind of goofy with the whole it's very like early 2000s where it's like, man,
Oh yeah, yeah,
look how angsty this is. It's like, dude, come
totally.
on.
Yeah,
And
it's
then the
like
Dare
angsty, but also like weirdly they try to be, I don't know, pop culture-y and stylish, but it just like ends up dated.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you doing? And
yeah,
uh yeah, no, it's a though John Favreau's Foggy was a lot of fun. I really like that. I like
yeah.
John Favreau's
Right.
Foggy. That was a good role.
Yeah, that felt I don't know what the word for it is. A precursor to who he would play eventually for Marvel. It's like that's like it. The kind of lovable sidekick really started there. Um, and yeah, cool to see where he's ended up like since then.
Yeah, no, that's fun. But I really like but yeah, when the show came out, that just was just so good. I mean, I have my issues with season 2. I think
Hmm.
season 2 is like the weakest, but like season 1 masterpiece, season 3 masterpiece. So I can't really. I haven't
Yeah,
watched much of the new show recently, though I kind of know a good bit of what happens just because the internet's like, oh man, look at this
yeah.
Daredevil thing. I'm just like, oh my
They're
god.
stoked about it. Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I need to watch it, but I'm kind of I don't have Disney Plus at the moment, so I'm just kind of
yeah. Dude, nothing wrong with that. It's
too many
it's
damn
been kind
streaming
of a
services, man.
Yeah, there's so many. It's like at this point we're almost back to cable. You know what I mean? Both as prices and as like a variety of things to pick from to watch. It's like, yeah, we're heading in that direction. But no, like the I'm with you that the first and third season of that were really really great. And even, the first chunk of season 2, I'll go back and watch that, everything
Honestly,
up
if it had
through
just
like the
been the
Punisher trial.
Punisher, if it had
Yeah.
just been the Punisher
Yeah.
sequence, would have been great. But
Yeah.
they had to add in they can't do the hand right for whatever reason. I don't know
I
why.
I don't know why they can't lock that down. I'm
Like they
with you
can't
there. It's like Hydra but
like in
ninja. It
the
should be cool.
like
It's like there's a million ways to do a secret society underneath New York. That's killer. But
like
but
like
they
the
yeah, you're right.
like the just like the Daredevil movie kind of tried to do the whole hand thing with Elektra, and that sucked.
Mhm.
And then while I did like the Elektra parts in season 2, I like it better than most. I thought it was better handled. Then again, I think anything can be better handled than I think anything with Matt and Elektra can be better handled after the 2003 movie.
Yeah.
But
And then the Electra spinoff.
yeah,
Ugh.
God, oh,
Bad,
oh
rough.
man, oh man. But I mean, admittedly, I'm not even like that big of a fan of Elektra as a character anyway. But I
Yeah.
thought it was better handled in season 2. But honestly, if you had just saved like the ninja stuff for like another season, like
Mhm.
that probably would have worked out a lot better.
Totally. Yeah, it's not like the Punisher couldn't have been like a decent villain for the entirety of season 2. Like that would have been, I think that would have worked out for not even a villain, but they
Antagonist
kind of
for
have a
the
frenemy thing.
Yeah, and like I actually liked the first season of the Punisher series that came out. Like I thought that
Yeah,
was pretty well done. And then
yeah,
like season 2 was just a mess. I'm just like they're just oh my god.
dude, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I'm just like I
yeah.
wish you could just like I know they probably couldn't do some of the like max run like like the slavers. I don't think they would ever be able to pull that off on TV.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and not in their MCU continuity either. It's
uh,
like they could take a swing at it, but I think it just wouldn't match the tone that they've set up. It's just not the like artistic direction that they've chosen so
no,
far.
but
I don't think it would play well.
I honestly a good Punisher show to me would be kind of like the Reacher show, like
Yeah.
like
Dude, yes, absolutely. Great comparison.
don't like fully develop the Punisher because Punisher's kind of this force of nature. Now I'd say
Yeah.
Bernthal kind of plays it a bit differently than like Thomas Jane,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
but 'cause I actually like the Punisher movie from 2004. I think it's a fun
Mhm.
flick. It's also a pretty solid adaptation of Welcome Back, Frank. Uh,
Yes. Oh, totally. Yeah. No, 100%. That's one we should cover on the show. That'd be
that would be fun.
I need to write that down here. That's a really good call. Yeah.
No, but like I just mean like I think like well, not as hardcore as the Max series, but like if you like kind of took that tone where it's basically like Frank isn't really a character. He's a force of nature.
Yeah.
But the other characters you can do whatever you want with. If you had just
Mhm.
done that, it would have been fine. Like I'd have ate that up. But
That's so real.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not running the MCU unfortunately.
Dude, I know. I know. But I mean, to that point, it's like when they listen to fans, they knock it out of the park. It's like you see that with these like you see that with the Spider-Man movies, I think in part. It's like these newer ones when
Mm-hmm.
when it goes with like what the fans want to see, you get like a no way home where it's like this is, it crushes, it hits every like story beat that fans love. All the, it's like things that fans genuinely want to see, and it's like, yeah, they take the bones of oh, what's that comic storyline? It's like not coming to my mind right now. That is the one everyone hates from Spider-Man.
Is it One More Day?
One More Day.
Oh
Thank you.
God.
Yes. They take the bones of One More Day. They cut out everything that everyone hates, and they put in everything that like the movie audiences want to see, and they make a hit. It's like I
Yeah,
think
they can't
Star
really
Wars could
do
probably.
if they did Spider-Man wrong, like the fans would walk. Like
Yes, that's just it. That is just it. I heard people were saying the same thing last year with Fantastic Four First Steps. They were like Marvel has to. This is make or break for Marvel. They have to get this right. It's like this is It's their first family, and fans will know if this doesn't feel right, and it's like, and I thankfully I think they did make a really really good product with that,
Yeah,
and so but
I
yeah,
had issues with the pacing. Like it does
first
kind of go
steps,
from from A to
yeah,
B, like kind of like okay, I think this could have been fleshed out a little more, but overall, this is probably the best Fantastic Four movie we've had, and that's
oh for sure,
I,
yeah,
by
better than the
far.
last one.
Oh God, it's
We don't talk about that one.
yeah, we don't, yeah,
The movie that shall not be named.
yeah. I have a friend who just that's his least favorite film of all time. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even blame you, my guy. Like, it's
Dude, it's
terrible.
fair. For the budget they had, I might be inclined to agree that would, like, it's like, how do you spend that much money and make that big of a turd of a movie? It's so rough.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, it's yeah, but I'm glad Fantastic. I've been kind of jaded with the MCU. I kind of walked away from the MCU. Now I'm
Sure.
kind of more selective with like if it looks like the people who made it like gave a crap
Yeah.
about making a good movie, I'll go see it. Like new Spider-Man movie looks promising because again, it looks like people like who care made the movie, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
okay. Like same with the Fantastic Four.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, no, that's right. Have you seen all the memes going around with people being like, put Spidey back in red and blue and make Peter Parker suffer, and I'll go watch the movie. It's like they just want to see poor Peter get hurt, you know.
Yeah, and also like Sadie Sink's gonna be in the movie. I'm like, oh okay, well, all right, let's see what happens there. She's pretty talented.
Yeah, I keep hearing rumors of like she's the new Jean Grey is what people are thinking. Saw a headline the other day that's
Oh
like
hell,
this
I
has
have
all
no
been
idea how they
confirmed.
do the X-Men in the MCU. Like,
Yeah.
I I'm kind of afraid, honestly.
Dude, me too. Well, especially with the big new ensemble event coming later this year, it's like they need an actual intro. It's like they've been teasing mutants and X-Men for like 3 or 4 years since Miss Marvel at least.
hmm
It's like it's like it's like tease it up for sure, but then they need to actually be introduced. Don't just pretend they've always been here or something like that. Yeah, it's like I just hope they don't do something weird like that. It's like I want an actual origin, even though we all know it. It's like I want to see it in this shared universe.
Yeah, I had a. Now I'm thinking of a dream I had last night, but kind of going into cinematic universes. But
Yeah.
um, the DCU
Hmm.
actually looks promising. I'm more of a DC guy. Like I'm not. I'm wearing one of my OU shirts. I'm not wearing one of my DC shirts. But like I have DC merch. Like I'm a guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've just been so mad at DC for just dropping the ball on potential movies.
Hmm. Yeah.
And in all honesty, I kind of think they already pulled off the shared universe thing in animation a lot earlier. But
Mm.
we won't get into that conversation because that
It was
I'll
good.
I'll
They
go on a
they
tirade about
ran the
that
market on it. Yeah.
about how
Yeah.
great the DC animated universe was. But
Totally. They got it down. They really did.
um
Now I don't know if they might be too into their DCU now for them to continue doing like separate animated stuff,
no,
but
yeah, no, I don't think they'd be able to do something like that again.
mhm,
I think that time is gone by. But like the new kind of DCU, I'm like, okay, it kind of looks like it looks like the people who are making this care about making a good product and not just putting them out there. Because
yes.
good lord, I mean, I actually praised. They're actually doing what the MCU did well back in its
Mhm.
prime, which is
Yeah.
it's made by people who care. There is a plan here. It's not just they're throwing stuff at the wind and seeing what works.
100%. And dude, I don't know if you saw our Superman review last year.
Oh, I haven't yet. No.
I didn't go off. I was going to say I went off about my qualms about it. I don't have a ton of qualms. My one thing that just kind of is a through line for when I engage with these has been like the James Gunn style. It feels like his style is almost injected into everything, and I understand why, of course, 'cause, like as the guy who's kind of running the show, it's like I get that his kind of voice is going to be in charge of a lot of the stylistic decisions. for this like the new cinematic franchise. I want it to be more of a DC thing than it is a James Gunn thing. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
my thing. Yeah. And so when it's a lot of the when it's all the fisheye lenses, like in those shots, when it's all the kind of cheesy, like honestly, I liken James Gunn's humor in a lot of ways to like Joss Whedon's humor and all
Oh
the
yeah.
the mess that created. It's like oftentimes it can be a little bit, so I'm like, I don't want that to make it feel dated in the long term. I don't want it to be messy just because of just because the guy who's the helm can't get out of his own way. You know what I mean? That's my one thing.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that doesn't continue. Yeah.
now one thing I do like is that he's actually like being like, hey, here's these comics that this stuff was based on. You should
Yeah.
go read them. They're really
Yep.
good. And he's
Yeah.
actually like going back to the source material, which the MCU's kind of been struggling with a lot recently.
That's right.
Um,
Yes. 100%.
and then like though Marvel recently's been kind of doing their whole DC Compact book, which I actually think look better than the DC Compact books. I don't like how the DC Compact books look, even though I
Mhm.
appreciate them in theory. But
Yes.
anyway,
Yeah. I think I think that
I don't want to go
Marshall.
on.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on a rant again. I don't want to. I don't want to rant too hard today about comic books.
No, it's good. Let it out, man. I'm there with you though. I think that it's good that they have those compact books for a a less expensive option. But yeah, to varying degrees of success. I think we've seen that so far.
I saw the DC New Frontier version, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what are these small pages? Like
Very
this
tiny.
book was made. Hold on, let me just
Yeah.
get my copy out here. Look at this right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
This is how it's meant to be consumed.
The perfect size, right?
Like, and the compact version is like 2 times smaller.
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of crank. I also have Kingdom Come up there. I don't want to pull that out, but I just
Yeah.
pulled this out because it's like right near me. But come on, man,
Totally.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's compact, but then yeah, it feels like pocket sized at some
What are you
point.
doing?
It's goofy. It's goofy, but the price tag can't beat it.
Yeah, no,
That's what I like the
I'm
best.
I'm glad DC's doing it, but I do same thing with like Watchmen. It's like I can't even imagine like reading Watchmen. Like it should be this sized. Like I'm sorry, like Watchmen
Yeah.
should be this sized. Like
Totally. I want to see. I want to see Doctor Manhattan and all his junk in full size.
or just recently they announced they're going to be doing Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and they're called it the Anatomy Lesson. I'm just like, that's just the name of the issue. That's not the story arc.
So let's not overthink it. Let's. Oh
I'm just like, what are
golly.
you doing? It's
Yeah.
no, but yeah, that's another rant I don't want to go on about the original coloring versus the digital coloring.
Gosh, I
flipping
know.
hate
Isn't
that.
that weird? Especially, I don't know why it's so noticeable with Swamp Thing, but it really stands out.
No, I have a friend named Michael K. Vaughn who does comic books, and he was talking about the Anatomy Lesson, and he
Yeah.
has the omnibus, the new omnibus,
Mhm.
but it's digitally recolored, so it
Yeah.
looks like crap.
Yeah.
Or I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know if
Whole
it looks
different
like
color.
crap, but it's not as good as the Tatiana, God rest her soul,
Mhm.
uh, colors. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
If
read Animal Man from Grant Morrison recently, and they didn't really
Mhm.
change the colors all that much, and they still look really good. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know.
Totally. If my Swamp Thing is not like a sickly green, then I don't want it.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
no, but yeah, no, I do like the Mar. I don't know what I think they're called like the Ultimate Editions or whatever. But I do like how they look. They're more like they're more
Mhm.
bigger. I think
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
terrible use of English. I'm sorry,
No, you're
but
good.
I like those. Like they just
I
recently
do.
put out, finally circling back to Welcome Back Frank. They just put out Welcome Back Frank, and I'm like, oh, it's probably the best one from the kind of Marvel Knights Punisher. The other ones are kind
Yeah.
of goofy.
You said they did that in the new like compact line for
Yeah.
Marvel? Really? I didn't
hmm
know that. That might have to be one I add to the Amazon card here soon.
It's the same thing with like oh god. What am I thinking? Yeah, they also put it in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow in Compact. I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Like,
Oh, because of the movie.
I don't
That's
I
a
don't.
marketing thing all the way.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. I am also probably gonna see the Supergirl movie, even though it kind of
Yeah,
looks
same.
Guardians tinged. But anyway, we won't get into
Yeah,
that.
thank you, dude. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's like everything it has, has to end up being Guardians Volume 3. It's like it doesn't have to, I swear.
No, but I don't love Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I think the writing is kind of weak in that, but the art is just mwah,
Yeah.
scrumptious. Like,
Yeah, man. That's a good
eat
word
that
for it.
up.
It is so good. I don't even remember who did the art for that one. Do you remember?
Bill Evely is the lady who did it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm like,
That's a
bro,
name I
it's
know at the very
overwritten,
least.
but oh man, the art is worth it, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I have a buddy who's a Tom King stan who even was like, "Yo, the art's better in this than the actual writing." I'm like, "That's what
Totally.
I'm fucking saying, dude."
Yep. Yep. I think that's what Marshall would probably say also. Like especially yeah, knowing his appreciation for the art side. Oh, and not necessarily not always over the writing side, but sometimes he would vibe with that too.
Yeah, no, it's kind of same thing with there. I read a review of the New Frontier, kind of bringing back to the New Frontier. Where someone's like, "Yo, I
Yeah.
think the art's a little better in the writing," and I kind of a little offended because I think there's some really powerful moments in in the New Frontier.
Yes, they really, especially from Superman in that one.
Yeah,
He's very much the standout as as a narrator, as a character. Like he crushes as a character in that. But yeah, overall is excellent. Yeah.
but the art is also banging, so I can see why people might think that. Even though, again, I'm not just gonna simp over. If you allow me to simp over New Frontier a little bit more before I put it away.
Please.
I
Please.
love this sequence right here where he switches into Bugs Bunny. I love that.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite like single moment in this art
Totally.
wise.
Yeah. I don't know how they handled licensing for that moment, but I love it. It feels very like culturally prescient.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm just like, why? I know these are famous stories and like people should read them for like cheap, but like, come on, bro, like splurge a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's right.
It's like I don't want to flip and read V for Vendetta in a compact edition, bro. Like, anyway,
I know, holding up a magnifying glass to the whole thing.
yeah, no, but anyway, that's kind of it. But yeah, you guys have talked about a good couple of comics and even comic book related things. Like you said, you did the Superman movie, which I haven't seen that review. Um,
Yeah.
I know I saw you guys did Batman and Robin Year One, which I actually
Yeah.
picked up. I want to read that one
Yeah. Dude, that
because
one rules. Feels like a
I'll
feels
admit
like a good continuation of the other year one stuff. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of that.
it's a bit more of a this is a bit more of a rarity on my end because I generally follow writers more than artists. Not no knock against the artists, of course, but
Hmm.
I was a bit more interested in Chris Samney's art because I do really like Chris Samney's art. So there you
Yes.
go.
Yeah. Well, especially in this, like it's if that's the one I'm remembering right, I think it's like most of the backgrounds between panels
Hmm.
are like black page.
Hmm.
And so they they get to play with a whole lot of just like Batman blending into the background of the page itself, and as a result like bleeding out of the panels, um which I'm just such a fan of whenever artists find time to do creative stuff like that with the medium. It's like I caught your video about reasons why you love comic books, and your last one
Hmm.
was kind of boiled down to like there's no rules, and
Pretty
it's
much,
like
yeah.
yeah, and it's like when writers and artists can utilize that to its fullest extent, that fact that there are no rules and you can do whatever you want, I think that's when the medium is at its strongest. And so that it's like that story is or that book rather is one of those examples where it's like yeah they will use every visual gag, every little gimmick in the book to make it just a very complete experience, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I see you guys have covered some other things. You're not. I like that you're not strictly just Marvel and DC. You talk about like, bro, Calvin and Hobbes. I see you even covered Calvin and Hobbes, and like that is
Okay.
one of those comics. I don't know what it is. It's like
Mhm.
it's like the Sandman or less problematic. I fucking hate that word, but less problematic. But it's that one
Yeah.
that like the like people pick up and go like, oh, I like this comic. I don't read any of those
Mhm.
other goofy superhero comics, but I do read this one. Like
Yeah,
Calvin
or
and
Calvin and
Hobbes is
Hobbes.
that strip, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
why?
Dude, it's weird. It's one of those ones, and we
I
say it in
want
the
to read
episode.
Calvin and Hobbes,
It's
by the
one of
way. I hear it's
yeah,
awesome. Like
yeah,
everybody I have met, I've never heard a bad word about Calvin and Hobbes. I mean, I'm sure
dude.
people who don't like it
Yeah,
exist, but I've never met them. So
it's like Hall of Fame stuff. It really is, and it's more often than not, it's newspaper strip comic. You know what
mm,
I mean? It's like it's not more than 4 panels at a time. It's just a kid and his stuffed tiger, getting into wacky thing. It's the I don't know. It's Winnie the Pooh for the '90s punk advent. You know what I mean?
mm,
In a lot of cases, and it's a dependably, really consistently good comic. And I'm gonna it's something I'm doing a solo video here soon about comic book adaptation, and something I drop into it is don't ever nobody touch Calvin and Hobbes. Don't adapt it. I don't want to see it as anything else. And because that's what the author said,
I was
or
gonna
like
say, I
the
think Bill Watterson feels the same way.
yes, that's just it. He's like, don't do it. I just want it to be a comic book. Which like the gall that it takes in this industry to do that is a whole other thing. Like that's in an age where so much of the like publishing deals rely on like film and merchandising rights and stuff
Mm.
like that. To say no, there will be no film and merchandising. It's like the Calvin and Hobbes bumper stickers that you see are illegal fabrications. It's like stuff like that.
I,
It's
you know,
just
I appreciate his principles, but I'm like, you couldn't get like one like little Calvin Hobbes T-shirt, like
yeah,
like at least one. I come on.
totally. He does carry it to the extreme to that point. Yeah, but I'm like I like that vision that it's just like I don't want to see the Illumination Studios make a Calvin and Hobbes
Oh
movie and just
God.
ruin it and go. It's like make it make it less than what it is, or make it at the very least it would be different. And I think that would be to its detriment, because it's just this really, again, it's just this perfect, like not even perfect in its. I kind of struggle to say why it is so effectively good, because it's like my brain goes first to like, oh, it has a great message. You know what I mean? It's like so often it's like there's kind of a moral to the story that it tells in just 4 brief panels, but it's like it even goes beyond the message, to just like good entertainment, and something accessible for all ages, and to like at this point it's very much like a multi-generational thing. And it's like, yeah, it's perfect in the way it is. And again, I think Bill Watterson had the foresight to understand that people were starting to go, oh, a comic book is just as good, or is only as good rather as what you can make it into. And I think he saw that coming and was like, I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to figure out how to not let that be the only legacy that my books leave behind, is new things for them to inspire. Like, I want them to stand on their own, and it's just so cool.
Yeah, no, I should note I do want to read Calvin and Hobbes at some point, see what all the the fuss is about. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've never gotten it. Like all the hipster kids love it. All the people are like, well, I don't like those invincible type of thing. Yeah, that's dumb. But for some reason they like Calvin and Hobbes. I'll never understand it. I mean, I don't read a
Totally,
lot
yeah.
of newspaper comics. Well,
Mhm.
the exception being the Peanuts, because I love the Peanuts. But
Attaboy.
uh, but yeah, it's like, yo, Calvin and Hobbes. Like, I've never gotten that.
Yeah,
Now, maybe when
man.
I read it, I'll be like, I get it. I'll have like a red pill moment.
Yes. Yeah, you'll have the Danny DeVito revelation moment. I get it. Dude, absolutely. I'll often credit, my appreciation for comics. And there's even an episode of how Marshall and I got into it. I had gone to see like the funny enough, the original Fantastic Four movie, like
Oh
early
God.
2000s. And I don't know how old I was, 7 maybe, something like that. And I loved it so much, and I like made my older brother drag me to the local comic book store in Omaha that we lived nearby. And and pick up some Fantastic Four comics. But I will admit, even before that, I do recall my sister was like taking violin lessons at this lady's house, and all that there was to do in this woman's house was to either watch Full House because that's what was on, during the time when my sis had these violin lessons. You watch Full House, or you can read Calvin and Hobbes because it was sitting on like
Was the lady trying to
the
torture
table.
you? Good God. Why Full House?
That's just how it was. I don't know, so our parents would drop us both off, and it's like, okay, it's like a DJ is going through whatever she's going through on TV, and I'm sitting here reading Calvin and Hobbes because it was the one thing on the end table, and that was so. I think that even predated my reading of actual like floppy comic magazines was just this omnibus of Calvin and Hobbes she had.
Yeah, no, I hope to like yeah, Watterson actually like did something not too long ago, I think. It was like this weird kind of like spooky kind of book. I've seen it
Yes,
around.
we covered that one too. What was the name? I'm completely spacing on the name of that. What was that called?
Looked like a children's book.
Yes, The Mysteries. That's what that was called.
Oh, the mysteries, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. It was more of like more of a kid's picture book than it was a comic book. Like, in the sense of like there's one or two images per page, that kind of thing. And very much different from his Calvin and Hobbes art, but really cool. Like, is a cool way to use that medium to tell a story that's very much not for kids. Like, not that it can't be. It could be for kids. Like, kids could read it and understand it as just kind of a fantasy story. But Watterson meant, without spoiling it, went like he meant so much more in the story, and meant to tell like such a different kind of a tale that I don't think most kids would really latch onto.
So is it like a gag? Is it like a gag strip, or is it like telling a story, or is it like kind of a mix of both?
Yeah, it's like it's not a gag at all. It's like telling a really deep and kind of, I guess, kind of depressing story too. Yeah, it was deep for sure. I remember we talked about that kind of in close conjunction to talking about Uzumaki by Junji Ito.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like it was a depressing couple of weeks. I was like, we need to get back to masks and capes here real quick because I'm in a bad headspace after reading all these depressing things. But yeah, this was Watterson's chance to kind of talk about just some of his personal philosophies on life and stuff like that. So it was much deeper than we'd be used to seeing from him.
Yeah, no, I also saw you did the color series, which I appreciate. I haven't read Hulk Gray or Captain America White yet, but I really like Daredevil Yellow and especially Spider Man Blue. I think that's a great.
Yeah,
I love Spider Man Blue. I think I commented on that video if I remember correctly, but
yeah.
Spider Man Blue anyway. But I was like, man, this is
Yeah.
so good.
No, I'm glad you did too. No, and I know that like, Captain America White and Hulk Gray are kind of the black sheep of that series, to use
I've
another
heard
color.
Gray's pretty good, but like White, I've heard some criticisms over. I'll just say that.
Yeah, probably the weakest of the four is Captain America White. I still liked it. It's like I liked it for its continuation of the themes of the color series of like, it's heroes kind of processing their past and different griefs and different just like things that they've been through. And so of course for Cap, it's losing Bucky Barnes, and he's kind of he's like narrating his way through that. I liked it, for keeping along with those things, but beyond that, it was the kind of thing that's like it's not great, it's not awful, it's just kind of overall maybe less remarkable than something like a Spider-Man Blue that is, feels like the Spider-Man canon would not be complete without it.
Yeah,
It's like
like
not.
Daredevil Yellow. I mean,
Yes, yeah, just like that. It's just like yeah, it's just different.
I was about to say I've read like a good amount of Daredevil. Like I've read a good amount of the big runs. I haven't read.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I haven't read the Miller run. I've read Born
Mm,
Again, but I haven't read the
yeah,
Miller run yet. I'd love to at some point. But
totally, dude. It's worth it. I think
um
absolutely.
um haven't read. I've only read the first arc of the Zdarsky run. Though funnily, I have a
Mm,
friend who's also a big Daredevil fan. He's also the Tom King stan I was telling you about. His name's Shay. He's a good dude.
yeah.
Um, he was texting me on the phone. He's just like, dude, this Zdarsky run has just gone off the rails. This might be the worst comic I've ever read. I'm like,
Oh, he didn't like
are
it?
you kidding
Oh,
me?
no way.
I'm like, yo,
That's
really?
a kind of a hot take.
Yo,
I think
yeah. I'm
most
like,
people
I've heard
love
most
Zdarsky's
people
thing.
like it, for the
Yeah,
most part.
I liked it a lot. I should have considered the fact that it's not for everybody.
He's
I'm
like,
just a
yo,
little shocked that
dialogue is so
anybody wouldn't
ass.
like
I'm
it.
just like, bro, damn.
Yeah,
And he's like the friendliest, like even with bad comics, he'll be like, yeah,
yeah,
just not for me, like he's reading
yeah.
Sandman right now, and he's going
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, so a lot of this isn't for me, but I can appreciate what he's doing. No. With Zdarsky's Daredevil, he's like, yo, this is just straight up ass. Like,
Crazy.
it's
No
so
way.
funny. I'm like,
Especially because like so much of that went into that first season of the Born Again show. It's like they'd already adapted most of the comics Born Again, and so they just gave slapped a new name on
I
it.
heard
But
they adapted more of the Zdarsky run. I was so pissed they
yeah,
didn't do Out or any of the Bendis stuff because, oh man, that would be prime time television.
totally.
I'm telling you, man, if they did the Bendis run as the show, like, oh my, it would be gangbusters.
Yeah, bro, there's still time. I'm really hoping they still make it work somehow. I think they could. It's like I think that Bendis run. I'm trying to think if there's anything that really precludes it from being brought into the MCU canon and the story they have going. I don't know if I think it would go okay. It's like if obviously they'd have to adapt some things, but dude, to your point, that would crush absolutely.
Maybe it's just me, like, just wanting to be like, maybe it's just me being a fanboy for Bendis's Daredevil, which I definitely am. I'm not,
Yeah,
I have no shame in that, but it's
dude, yeah.
but like, bro, that would be a freaking epic. Those would be a epic like 2 or 3 seasons of television right there.
Yes, no, easily,
Have like Charlie
absolutely.
Cox give the speech where he beats Kingpin's ass and takes over. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I want it.
it'd be so satisfying.
Yo, it would be sick.
Yeah, there was a lot of yeah. The show, I think when the show feels the most stuffed, like just overstuffed, it's when they just have Matt Murdock doing so much like posturing. It's like yeah, make him tortured, make him conflicted, but also like we kind of want to see him like get close to killing people. It's like he's kind of the most fun when he's a naughty guy.
When he lets the
It's
devil
like
out,
showing him
yeah.
all that. Yeah. It's like let him go nuts a little bit. We want that. We the audience.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, the one thing I didn't care for. I'm like, why did they make the Kingpin a cuck, bro? Like,
Yeah.
that was so stupid. I saw that first episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
It's
after, it
weird.
was
It's a
so weird.
weird
Like, why is
choice.
he in therapy, bro? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe he needs
Yeah.
therapy, honestly, after the shit he went to the Daredevil TV show. But like, why is he in counsel? Why is he in couples counseling? This is so weird. Like, stop that.
Yeah. I wonder what they would have done with
Why are
that
you
if the
cucking him, bro?
yeah. Yeah. If the season had like kept the same creative team, I really wonder where that would have gone. It's like I guess I'm not gonna
I
spoil it.
I
I know
really
that you
would have
see that
loved to.
season.
I really would. I'm totally not unbiased here, but I really would have loved to see him do Out, because after season 3, I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the only way you could go. Like,
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
loved to see that.
Totally. They still might. I really do think that makes sense, especially with what they did with Spider-Man in the movies. Like, yeah, having his secret identity kind of come to light and handling that the way they did. I could see them deciding that was a move for a new hero now, and so like yeah, that and everything that goes around, and I think they could still make that happen.
Yeah, and Matt's all like, bro, like, I'm like, what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
being a sad boy. Again, I only watched the first episode of the series, so I need to watch the whole season. But like, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
bro, like, I want to see Matt kind of lose himself a little bit. Like, come on.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Sad
those
boy is
memes about
right.
Spider-Man being tortured? Like, yo, that's Daredevil in a nutshell, bro. Like, he's the dude who
Yes.
gets
Yeah.
shat on by the writers.
Yeah, it's
Every
like if
shit.
anything deserves to let loose, it's Matt Murdock. He's doing and I get that it's the Catholic guilt thing, and they want to do that. They've done it. It's been done plenty. Let's see some blood. Let's see some guts.
Yo, yeah, again, I want to see, like, well, I want to see that sequence in, I forget what the arc is called when he becomes the new Kingpin in Hell's Kitchen, but when he like
Yeah.
busts in the car into the building, jumps out and just beats the living crap out of a suspiciously Brian Michael Bendis looking Kingpin, and giving that epic speech about how he's the Kingpin now.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see on
That's
television.
give me that from Disney. Exactly. That's just it. Oh
Oh,
man.
but would like Disney do like a gritty crime drama like what the original Daredevil show? I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah. They're trying to. I think season 1 of this new run had or this new series had some creative strife and stuff like that, but from the first couple episodes of this new one, again without any spoilers, it's I think that they are finding they're getting their wheels back on the tracks. You know what I mean? They're
I
figuring
hope
stuff out.
so. I hope so because yeah, the one thing I would hate is if like it gets MCUified, and that would just
Yeah.
be annoying. That
Yeah,
would
man.
suck.
Yeah, big time,
That
big
would-
time. I miss the days when comparing something to the MCU was like the highest praise.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
same,
It's like,
bro.
yeah, back in the day, it's like whenever that was
Bro, like that
20.
was my childhood, dude. Like that was like
Yeah,
the MCU was at its peak. I was like, oh man, I was there, bro. Like I
yeah.
was there for Avengers Endgame.
I'm kind of like, when was that? Yeah, was that everything between like the Winter Soldier and Endgame? There was a good 5 years there where it's
That
like
was a
this
hell of
is
a run.
everything. Yeah, I was vibing
Like
with
there were
it.
a couple of duds in there, but like they,
Yeah,
it was just yeah. But no, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Seriously though, Marvel writers, if you ever watch any of this,
yeah.
here's what you should do: read the Brian Michael Bendis run of Daredevil, and then go like, we gotta adapt this to television. Maybe they have adapted some of it to television because I know they
Hmm.
did the White Tiger arc. I know they
Yeah,
did it, so I know
they
you
did
know
that.
about it. But
Yeah,
here's what you're gonna do: you're gonna do Out, and you're gonna go all the way to the Murdoch Papers. Bam, three or
it's
four
perfect.
banger seasons of television right there.
Kevin Feige, heed these words.
That's my advice to anyone who's writing Daredevil and would watch this. I've heard
I
the new
support it.
I've heard the new Daredevil run started. I've heard it's actually pretty good. It's only one issue though so far. I don't know if you've.
Yeah, I haven't jumped into it yet. I'm so honestly, and it almost pains me to say this. I didn't even get to the very end of the Zdarsky run for
Oh
no other
boy,
reason than I just moved on to other stuff. You know, it's like I'm so far behind on so many of the current things.
I feel it, man. I'm really bad at keeping up with new stuff. Honestly, my goal has been kind of catching up with some of the classic stuff this year. Like I'm reading a bunch of Grant Morrison comics
Hmm.
this year for part of my channel. Maybe you've seen some of my videos about it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Yeah.
anyway, um, I'm gonna be reading after I finish The Extremist, which is this kind of weird Vertigo series from Peter Milligan. I am going to be
Mhm.
finishing off the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run, so I'm looking forward to
Good.
that. Because
That's a good one.
I read the
Yeah.
first arc, I'm like, yo, this is pretty fucking tight, you know.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
one thing that also kind of annoyed me about the Hawkeye show. Is like,
Mhm.
why is the Kingpin wearing a fucking white shirt? it's
It's
such
like,
like a why is
yeah,
he getting girl bossed? But I love Haley Steinfeld, by the way. Let me just get
yeah.
that out of the way. Fucking love Haley Steinfeld. She's
Oh,
great.
she's a queen. Yeah, she's
She's
great.
fantastic. Josh
Yeah.
Allen, bro. I know you're probably feeling bad over losing, but you've won off the field, my boy. You have won off the field. That's all I gotta say.
The most memeable post Super Bowl thing in the world is just Josh Allen coming home and Haley not Haley ignoring him.
No, but no, yeah, she's great. But like,
Yeah,
that was what are you doing?
dude.
Though
That's
though it was
yeah.
funny though. I remember when I saw the Kingpin come back in Hawkeye, I
Mhm.
celebrated and I scared the crap out of my aunt who was staying with me at the time. I'm like, no, it's fucking great. Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
crazy. But I'm like, oh, why are you doing the Kingpin like that, bro?
Yeah, man. Bro, I should have added that into again, I have this video coming up with about adaptation specifically. And part of my thing in there is like do not sacrifice actual like good on-screen quality for just being comic accurate. It's like that's become this like, holy term recently. The sacred term is comic accurate stuff. And it's like is the lame Kingpin white and purple suit with the big hat. It's like we don't. It doesn't have to be that. You can
Just have the
adapt.
suit from
That's the whole
Daredevil
point.
season 3. Like, that was a good suit. Like, that was a nice suit. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, he looked cool. And he had a reason to be wearing it. It's like he wasn't just big and goofy.
It's like, what are
Take
you
those shoulder
doing?
pads out of there. It's like, what are we thinking?
I don't know. But no. What I did read of the Matt Fraction Hawkeye, it was banging. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping
yeah.
it remains banging. So
Matt Fraction's another one, a better artist than he is author than he is writer, I think. But when he is doing both, I think he's got something special going.
I heard his Batman run's been pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. Again, I'm not caught up, but
Oh
I've
no,
heard
I'm
the
not
same thing
either.
about
Like, the only like modern run I've been reading recently is like the Ryan North Fantastic Four, because that's been
it.
genuinely that, no pun intended, but it's genuinely been
Say that again.
fantastic. Oh god, talk about frickin' memes. Oh.
Yeah, man. Oh goodness.
Oh man. No, but um yeah, I'm just like, why are you doing that, man? Like, stop cucking the Kingpin, bro. Like,
Dude, yeah.
look, I get his and Vanessa's relationships like complicated,
Yeah.
but like, you don't gotta, like, you don't have to cuck him, man. Like,
Yeah.
just let him be the Kingpin, dude.
Oh man. You'll have to you say you didn't get through the end of that season,
I
right?
haven't yet. I haven't yet. I hope they
I'll
don't keep
just you
cucking
wait.
him. Oh god, I'm kind of nervous, but with you saying that.
No, it progresses. You'll find it interesting at the very least. I hope it's a good interesting, but you see for yourself.
What is he gonna like go like, "Oh, actually, I set up the guy." So I cucked myself, and I'm like, that makes no sense.
Vanessa, I have a chair in the corner of this room. I will sit in
I
it
want you to
while
bang
you.
this guy while I sit there and master. I'm like, stop.
Oh
No,
no.
I don't want to watch that.
Terrible.
Oh man. Are there any comics in the future you guys want to cover on your channel? I know Marshall isn't here, and again, I'm missing Marshall. He's missing out on some great conversation here.
Dude, he is. I know. No, we've always got like a list of things that we have. I don't even know what's officially on our calendar here coming up. Let me see what we've got. We meet up like I think like monthly probably and just talk through like what's on our future ideas list. What are we gonna what's like what releases of movies and TV are coming out that we can like kind of line up with thing. It's like we wanted to do that with Bendis's Daredevil, knowing that the new season of Born Again is coming out. All that sort of, and then it's like, well, if we're talking about Bendis Daredevil, and the next week we can talk about Bendis Moon Knight, and so we did that last week, and that's kind of how that's oftentimes the method to our madness, but it kind of depends. What are we doing coming up soon? We're talking some different Iron Man runs later this month.
Oh boy.
So we got that to look forward to. Let's see. We have a whole thing set up for just like video ideas. Episodes. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. What do you think would be the next best or the best next thing? We got Green Lantern Blackest Night, which I like quite a bit. I don't think Marshall's read it quite yet.
I haven't
Um,
read any of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. I'm sad to say.
yeah, that one's a party for sure.
That was a party.
Dude, it's really you got to like know your Green Lantern lore for that one, and it's yeah,
I
which
have I
I
have heard
like.
that run is a banger. Like,
Yeah, it's quite fun.
I've watched. I don't know if you've ever
Um,
watched the Comic Lads, but they simp over that run a
yes.
lot.
Oh, I haven't heard them talk, but I'll have to look that up later on. Yeah, but it's cool. That was another one that I read early on. I have the physical copy of it somewhere around here. But um, yeah, that was an early read for me.
I bet you
Speaking
watched
of
the
which,
Green Lantern movie and we're just like, what the hell was that?
dude, I wanted it. I remember being a kid and wanting that to be good
I
so
remember
badly.
I remember seeing it and getting mad that Jon Stewart wasn't Green Lantern because I grew up watching the animated stuff and Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern. I'm just like, where's the black guy? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he's the cool one. He's the awesome soldier boy. Yeah, I like the look of Aaron Pierre for our new live action John Stewart. That'll be cool. I don't I overall that show, that first trailer that has released so far, which, there's only been the one so far, so I can't pass total judgment on the entire show, but it looks just more adult than I wanted Green Lantern to be.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with a friend of mine about this the other day. He's a big Green Lantern guy. I'll admit, I'm not like, I have no dog in the fight. I'm not really a big like Green Lantern guy, except for Jon Stewart. The guy, he's my boy. But aside from that, I'm not like a guy who goes. I'm not gonna go up in arms about like the lore and all that. Like,
Mhm.
now if it's like Batman or like Daredevil, like, oh yeah, I'll get I'll get the pitchfork. But
Yeah.
that's beside the point.
Yeah. Yep,
uh,
absolutely.
but yeah, I was kind of talking with a friend of mine. I'm like, yo, do you have any high hopes for this? Because I don't know. It seems like one of the things that was fun, like one of my favorite episodes of the Justice League show, the little animated TV show that they did, is where they're on the planet and they're like Jon Stewart's having a trial and you see all the Green Lantern. Like, I
Yeah.
like that. I want something
Dude,
kind of
it's
like that,
so cool. Yeah. Yeah, man. When they get to be space cops, it is the most fun by far that character gets to be, and it's like, well,
Like,
that's
look, I love hard boiled stuff, but like, I mean, it feels kind of wrong for Green Lantern. Again, I have no
yeah.
dog in the fight, but the little I've seen, it just feels kind of wrong.
Yeah, it's like I get that it's the True Detective guy and it's the Watchman guy that's like taking the helm of this new show. I don't really want that guy. It's like this is something that would be, I think, perfect for James Gunn. This is me talking out the other side of my mouth, where it's just like this is James Gunn's exact thing. It's weird aliens. It's freaky planets that he can, make anything, and just like wacky space adventures. Like, give him the reins, and that's his exact wheelhouse. But they handed it off to somebody else, and now they're doing
They
a
handed it
little
off to,
small
Tom
town.
King, and
Yeah, yeah,
which Tom King seems like a cool dude. I've seen several interviews with the guy. Like, I'd definitely hang out with him and talk comics all day. But like,
yeah,
I don't know, just the
yeah,
the
man.
the sad boy superhero stuff can't go so
Yeah,
far. We'll
yeah.
see.
And it's like, again, and this is a super personal gripe about it. Like, this is not objective at all. But like watching that trailer, they squeeze in like three or four f words. It's like I'm no prude, but also, are we? What is this marketing? This feels like, look how edgy we can be. We're DC and we're the serious ones. What? You don't need to do that. Like, you can be grown. That feels like the opposite of grown up. That feels like me at 13.
Yeah,
You
it
know what
feels
I
like me
mean?
at
Like,
like 14 going like, yo, this is the coolest shit
yeah,
ever. And it's like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, exactly. It's like I just learned how to cuss, and now my media is cussing along with. Let's be a little more. Has subtlety had its day? It's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I was like, though I am looking forward to seeing Jon Stewart in live action because I've been kind of wanting that for a long time.
Yes, yeah, no, you and me both. Yeah,
I'm just like, I have nothing against Hal Jordan, by the way. He's just like, he's great. Going back to New Frontier, he's great in the New Frontier, but
yeah, yeah, he is, man. He's the standout in that whole series. I think is
I don't know.
it's kind of his story of it. Yeah,
But I'm looking forward to seeing my boy Jon Stewart. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of trying to keep an open mind because I'm cautiously optimistic about this new DC universe here, but just kind
yeah,
of.
no, big time. Like, yeah, I hope they pull it off well, but
Anyway, you
time will
said
tell.
Green Lantern Blackest Night. We went on a diatribe. Something else.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good. We talked about, there was a Marvel run that I read. Man, I was probably like 16 or 17 years old when I read this, called Fear Itself. Does it sound familiar to you?
I've heard the name. I don't think I've read it.
Yeah, that's one that I remember enjoying a ton.
Isn't that one that
Um
Brubaker did?
who was the I was going to look up the
Or Bendis? Wasn't it
The
Bendis? It was during that period of Marvel. I remember that,
yeah,
but I could be wrong.
let me look up who the again, this was back even like before I cared about like which creative team was doing what. you
Oh
know.
well, yeah.
Oh, here you go. Ed Brubaker did the prologue, and Matt Fraction did a good portion of the series itself.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Art from Stuart Eminem, Scott Eaton, Steve McNiven, and Wade von Grawbadger.
I find with Brubaker, I find his creator-owned work is more interesting than the superhero stuff he did, with the
Yeah,
exception, of course, of Captain America, because that runs a banger, but and also his Daredevil runs a banger too. But
yeah. That's real. That's
yeah,
real talk right there. Totally. What else?
I'm
Like,
looking forward to the Winter Soldier chat, you guys. Looking forward-
dude,
Tell
absolutely. I would like to. You know, it's like for as much as I enjoyed the film adaptation of it, I still haven't actually gone back to read the original like comics run. So I need to get back to that.
But yeah, but going back to what I was saying, I'm reading like some of
Yeah.
the older stuff more than like the newer stuff. So I'm reading like Starman soon.
Oh yeah.
Hoping to read Starman. Looking forward to
That's the
that.
good old stuff too. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And
I
like,
heard you talking the other day about Murder Falcon.
oh, bro, Murder Falcon's awesome. I love Murder
It's so
Falcon,
good. It has no reason to
bro.
be that good.
That would be fun if you guys did Murder Falcon. I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Bro, I'll add it to the list. I would love to talk through that. The like punk rock heavy metal thing is exactly my wheelhouse. And just the absurdist, like again, what a dumb idea, or should be such a dumb idea, but it
It's
just
like
worked perfectly.
Lobo, like when
Yeah.
Lobo has when the Easter Bunny asks Lobo to kill Santa Claus. I'm like, yo, that is pure comic book right there. That's why I like the meme so much. You can't do
Yeah.
that anywhere else. Maybe in
Dude,
like a
totally.
Chuck Jones cartoon, maybe you could do that, but
Yeah. And it's weird because it's everything that casual audiences don't understand that they're missing. You know what I mean by that? It's like like you can't just if you tell somebody who's never read a comic book, "Oh, I'm reading one right now and here's the plot." And you tell them what you're reading in Murder Falcon, they're never going to pick it up. But if you get like an actual fan of the medium like you and me,
mm.
and that you put that in their hands, it's like, "Yep, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want."
Yeah,
I
my
don't know, it's
friend
like we're not.
Shay was in
Yeah.
love with Do a Power Bomb, and I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? You're talk. He's really good at talking me in the reading stuff. So I'm like, I'll have to sneak Do a Power Bomb in at some point.
Totally. Yes, absolutely. Dude, it's so much fun. We talked also through have you read Fear Agent?
No, I wanted to read that though, because I'm a big. I love Wally Wood. I've heard that's kind
Yeah.
of a play off the like kind of Wally Wood, EC kind of weird science type of stuff.
Very, very much that. Yeah. Which I like a lot. Again, it's like that's, talk
Also, I'm
about other
kind of a
things that
contrarian. I think Charlie Adler was a better fit on The Walking Dead than Tony Moore was, so I'm kind of glad to see
mm,
Tony Moore do like a more, no pun intended, more kind of bouncy type of series
yeah.
where he can let his
Yeah.
imagination, let his kind of more fluid artwork kind of go
hmm
off.
And even that one, it's like it gets a little bit serious at times, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, you got this protagonist that nobody really likes, even including you as the audience. You don't always like love who he is. He's kind of a problem, and he creates all his own problems. But it's like that's half the fun. It's like, yeah, it is just goofy enough to where it would not make a whole lot of sense for any other medium. But it is what it is. And
Yeah, and
it's
I
really, really
like
good.
Remender, like Deadly Class. I haven't finished Deadly Class yet, but Deadly Class is like a
Mm,
favorite. Like I love that series. Like, that's another one where it's like, yo, that's just pure comic book right there. Like you can't do
yeah.
that. Like they tried to do a TV show and it sucked. Like
Oh, I didn't know they. So I haven't read it. I didn't know they tried to adapt it
I
though.
was all pissed off because I'm like, oh man, you could easily turn that into a good TV show if you
Yeah,
wanted to. And
yeah,
so mad.
yeah, man, dude, totally. That's just it. That's another one of my rules. Is
Or
like
like
don't
Saga.
treat
You're
everything like
like,
it's adaptable. You know.
I'm always getting after my friends go read Saga. I'm like, yo, if you read one comic in your life that isn't like Calvin and Hobbes or The Sandman or even
Mm,
Watchmen for that matter, you should read
dude,
Saga because Saga is
bro,
fucking
you're
banger.
gonna you're gonna hate me. I still haven't read
Yeah.
Saga
Oh, I
either.
thought you were gonna say you didn't like Saga. I've been like,
No, no, I just haven't gotten to it. No, no, no. I trust your judgment on it, but yeah, it's one that I still haven't. There's weird ones like that. It's like I've read again. This is almost like to my shame. I'm rooting on my credibility here. I've read like some of the webtoon stuff, like Lore Olympus, but I just like I haven't read actual good ones like Saga. It's like not that Lore Olympus is that bad, but it's not that great either. From a comic book standpoint or a classicist standpoint, meh, you know.
I don't think I've read Lore Olympus. Is that the one with those like super like YA looking covers?
Yeah,
Where it looks like those like comics you give to like teenagers and stuff to try and get them to read. Oh, I've seen those. I'm like,
yeah,
that looks dumb. Like, I don't want.
yeah. It's got a certain audience, and for that audience, it is a beautiful thing. It's like exactly what they want their comics
Yeah,
to be.
I don't want crap
I
on
am not
stuff
that
that you
audience.
like, bro. But
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's like that ain't me. Not for those ones.
yeah, but no, going back to Murder Falcon, like yo, that's like pure comic book to me. Like if you want like a, why do you like comic books so much? I would just slap down Murder Falcon and go like, hey man,
Yeah,
that right there.
yeah, yeah. Give me just the weirdest story that you couldn't just write. It's got to be.
It's
It's
funny
got
because
to
I'm
be
like
indie.
I'm kind of weird about manga because I think manga is good at that too, but I do sometimes think they go a little too far. That was why I was
Yeah.
hesitant to do like One Piece for long. I watched the live action One Piece show, so I
Yeah.
liked it. I'm kind of
Yeah.
annoyed with One Piece though because the fandom is just omnipresent.
It's a rough fandom, and it's the people that are. I gotta like tiptoe here because I don't want to be just mean to anybody. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's so many that's like, oh, it's just hard to make good conversation with. Yeah, especially when it comes to like anime as a anime as a genre. It's like I like certain anime things. I can't call myself an anime fan and probably not even really a manga fan like specifically for being part of that genre
I mean,
because
there's
there's
some
a
good manga. I've read good
yeah.
manga, so I'm not saying I'm
Yes.
like
Yeah.
against manga as a concept. Like, I mean, there's still comics at the end of the day. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
I can't go like, oh, I like comics, but I don't like manga because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, that's just it. It's like I'll read Berserk till the end, like as
Yeah, like
much
Berserk's
as I
good. Yeah, like Berserk
really
has
good.
those kind of anime. Doesn't have as many of those anime-isms I don't like, and the art
Yeah.
is fucking
Oh, it's
banging.
crazy.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
god.
so cool. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. It's
god.
like I read it in I read it in its original like black and white.
Yo, it's
And even
banging,
that
dude.
I'm like it's just stellar. Oh, it's crazy.
I stalled out though at the Inquisitor one because I read the Lost
Oh
Children
yeah.
arc and I'm like that is
It's so messed up.
oh that was diabolical. I had to
Yeah.
put it like everyone's like oh dude the Eclipse man that traumatized me. I'm like dude the Lost Children arc.
Yeah. It's like just wait. Wait until you get to it. Yeah.
I made the horrible decision to read it when I was about to go to sleep one night and it got to the moment where it was like I can't even say it without even just shivering, and also I would probably get kicked off of YouTube. But I'm just like, this is diabolical.
Bro, that was me reading Uzumaki. Have you read this one?
I know of it. I've not read it. I've read some of the like short stories that Ito's done. They're just so bizarre. I'm
Yeah, man. That was one
like the
I was
balloon head
at
one. I'm like,
yeah.
where did he come up with that? Like,
Yeah, dude, seriously, what weird corner of your brain do you pull these
what are you
insidious
dreaming at
ideas
night,
out of?
dude?
Yeah, yeah. But then you like see an interview with the guy, and he's the most smiley, just like cheerful little dude. Bro, you've written nightmares and put them on a
I've
page
not read
for me.
Uzumaki though, but I've heard it gets really
Yeah.
gnarly though. Like
Oh,
it's
it's
about
gross.
spirals.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the town is this town is being taken over by
And
this
it's
curse
one of those
that
like pure
manifests.
comic book ideas. It's like, yo, this sounds dumb. Like, yo,
Yeah,
what if spirals were scary? I'm like, yo, that's dumb. But I've seen like
yeah,
images from it. I'm like, oh my god.
yeah. It's like vile, and that's yeah. Talk about pure comic book. It's like that shouldn't be able to work. In fact, the HBO tried to adapt it, and it fell to pieces. Like it was not well adaptable because it's like there's an experience to reading these things. Again, I think this goes back to what I was saying about just the creative side of composing a comic book and the value therefore of like holding a physical one in your hands. Like you're going through the book and you turn the page and it's like the moments are paced around the page turn in so many cases. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a rising action, flip a page, and there's just the most horrifying thing you've ever seen. And that's when the rubber band snaps. Like that's the like climax of that rising action. And it's like that's how it should be paced, and you can't do that elsewhere because there's no page turn. It's like if you're watching on screen, what are you going to do, like pace it around the ad breaks? That doesn't work. It's like it's really really cool the way that it's just the way that composure works. Again, just lending credence to the medium as a whole.
I got a recommendation.
Yeah.
It's called it's called I don't know which one I want to recommend. I
Uh-oh.
read there's two. You know what? It's two of them, but it's by the same guy. It's called Monster and Pluto by a guy called Naoki Urasawa, and they're both
Okay.
excellent.
Let me write this down
Though I
and then I'm
like
gonna look.
Monster a little more, personally speaking.
Yeah.
Like it's I think it's quite accessible for anyone who, like you or I, are very
Yeah.
hardened like fans of American comics and don't really understand the whole anime thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I dig it.
It's like it's kind of like it's kind of I wouldn't say it's like Berserk because like Berserk it's pretty like super dark,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, it is.
it does have that like like the art is really grounded, so you don't have to like so it's not like because that's why I've been hesitant to read like One Piece because One Piece has that like super over the top kind of was
Yeah.
bizarre because I like stuff like Murder Falcon and
Hmm.
whatnot. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
good
way to
stuff.
be over the top and still be like subtle and dignified about it though. And there, yeah, so I get you there.
I
I'm
don't
right.
know. I don't. It does it make sense? Not really, but
Yeah, but it works
but it
somehow.
works somewhere.
Yeah. Totally. Dude, I dig it. These will go on my reading next list. Monster and Pluto.
I'd say Pluto. I mean, Pluto's a bit shorter, so I mean, it depends on where you start. But both of them are just, mwah,
Good.
great.
Dude, I need those new recommendations for sure. I always like I gotta have something apart from what I'm reading for the show. Cause I love everything that I do read for the show, but like it's like anything you read for school, like it's always gonna it's like you can read The Great Gatsby for school and it's gonna feel like homework, but then you
Mm,
read it on its own just for your own enjoyment and edification.
mm.
And it's like, oh, this is actually a really well put together piece of art and entertainment.
Yeah, or
It's
I
like,
could be like, yo, you should read like the Goon. Like that would be great. To see you two do the Goon because the Goon is
yeah,
awesome.
totally. Yeah.
I don't know if
Dude,
you've
absolutely.
I don't know if you've read the Goon, but I read like
I haven't, but I've heard positive things.
I read the first little Omni 2 years ago and I loved it. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna add that to the list too. Check it out. See, it's times like this. This list is gonna get too long.
Oh, I know. Mine's out of. It's been out of control for a long time. So I mean,
Yep.
no.
That's just how it goes. Goodreads is my jam. It's
Yeah, it is for me too. I get to
really
keep up with everything. But no, it's
yeah. No, that's for sure. I haven't updated Goodreads in a minute, bro. It's been a long time. But I just finished reading since I know you're a booktube guy. I just finished reading like everybody else finished reading Project Hail Mary. And in my defense,
I've
I
been wanting
started
to read that. I thought it was
yeah.
gonna come out in like May, and it's like, oh, it's in March. I'm like, damn
Yeah.
it.
Like, here it is. Dude, I'll tell you this, the movie is such a good adaptation. They hit all the like main points of the book, everything that's important to know, like all throughout. Even some things that they didn't really have to adapt, they did anyways. They had the author like on the creative team for the film, and so he got to kind of consult and make sure that everything that he wanted in there, everything that would make it a faithful adaptation was included. And they even included some stuff that wasn't in the book that elevated it. It's like there wasn't dumb needless filler. It was like actual things that maybe the author said, oh, I kind of wish I had gone more here, or I had dug more into this. They included that. But it's just such a great book. I was a
I'm gonna have to go to the library and pick it up at some point in the
Dude,
near
totally.
future because like I don't want to. I'm kind of like I don't really want to buy it at the moment. I'm just kind of
Yeah,
I'm carried away with some of these other books I'm reading, which, funnily enough, kind of comic book related book I'm reading. I'm reading
yeah.
Grant Morrison's Super Gods, which is fun.
Oh, okay. I've seen this on the shelf, and I've sat there and thought to myself, is this the same Grant Morrison? It is what I'm learning now. The same guy.
Yes, no, same guy, and it's fun. It's partly like a history of the superhero genre, but it's also like him. It's also like an autobiography, and also him kind of explaining his philosophy on writing and superheroes and
Yeah.
life, even if you will.
Nice.
Hasn't gotten freaky yet. Like he hasn't gone like, oh, I went to Kathmandu one time. Like, oh shit, he's about to start fucking going off.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Hasn't
you. I don't know how much you know of the legend of Grant Morrison, but
I don't not him personally. Is there a there's a lore there?
yeah, there. Oh, there's lore.
Good.
There is lore.
That's cool.
No,
I'll have to
but
read that. Yeah.
it's
But it sounds
fun
like
though.
it's like semi-autobiographical, the
Yeah,
his
I mean, I already knew a lot of like the history stuff, so I mean, he's not talking about like stuff that's like profound or like revelation for me, but it's fun just seeing him be all passionate about this stuff and like kind of just giving his opinions on like all these comics. Like he talks about like I just read it earlier a few hours ago. I read the he was talking about the Jack Kirby Fourth World, and he was just going off on it. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Get me all excited to read these.
Totally. And you love to see that from people that are actually in the industry too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you and I can talk about this and
There's so many grumpy old men in the industry.
yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Dude, it is. Like I love Alan Moore's work. He does not seem like he even likes what he does. You know what I mean? He's just like he's so mad about it. And he's mad at the fans and he's mad at Hollywood and he's mad at everybody. You know?
Yeah, or like John Byrne, who's just like in his
Yes, yeah.
corner of the internet, like
Yeah.
bitching about the Dark World or Dark Phoenix. I'm like, that's fair. Good lord. Again,
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous if the MCU did the mutants. Honestly.
Oh, dude, I think that's another one. Now that they've crossed the Fantastic Four hurdle, they're gonna know that they need to do the mutants right.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Totally. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll hope for the best.
But no, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of grumpy ass old men in comic
Yep,
books. And it's kind of sad, honestly. I'm like, damn, dude. Like
bro,
the
it
other day I
is.
was,
Yeah.
oh man, the other day I was reading something about like somebody who was complaining. I think it was Chuck Dixon, who's
Mm,
another bag of worms,
yeah.
going off on the absolute fat man. I'm just like, I was almost about to tweet like, bro, there's a bunch of like grumpy old people in comic books.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, why are we taking it just like so many other industries? It's like ruined by the people that take it way too seriously, both on the creative end and on the consumer end. It's like it's just fun. It's just fun, and it's going to continue to be fun and make money as long as you just let it do those things. Once you try to lasso it and make it this super serious thing, it's called comics for a reason. It's supposed to be fun and funny. It's like amusement, you know?
Yeah, no, I remember getting thrown off about like stand-up comedy. They call them comics sometimes. I'm just like,
Yeah,
wait, what? Oh,
yeah,
I mean comedy.
totally,
No, but
totally. Like that's where it started,
I was about to say, yeah,
It
they call them the
started.
funny books.
Yeah, yeah. I see you in the funny papers kind of thing, you
Yeah,
know?
no, I'm like, God, man.
Yeah,
No, but it. So it's always nice seeing like a Tom King or like a Grant Morrison who's like, yo, this stuff's pretty fun. I enjoy
yeah.
doing this.
Yes, like thank goodness somebody does. It's like
And I'm
somebody
not
sits
saying
down
like
and yeah,
some of these guys don't have like legitimate gripes against like the comic industry. It's just kind of
yeah,
like, damn, dude, like it's getting kind of it's getting kind of
yeah.
sad over here.
At some point you gotta lighten up, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably pissed off the Alan Moore fans.
I know. Sorry, Alan Moore fans.
I did see you guys covered Swamp Thing, which is actually my favorite of the Alan Moore things he's done that I've read so far. Like that.
Yeah, is it really?
Oh
You're
yeah.
bigger Swamp Thing fan than I feel like Watchmen is like the thing for most people.
Oh dude,
But
I think like I love Watchmen. I think it's an incredible piece of sequential art, but
yeah,
um I don't know, just something about like the like just directions that Swamp Thing goes in, I think is just brilliant. Like
It is.
hold
Yeah.
on, I love it so much. I
Yeah. Do you got the
framed
good guy?
a
Oh,
goddamn issue
sweet.
that I
That's
love. This
killer.
is issue
Yeah.
32 called Pog, and it's awesome. It's brilliant, and I love. I found it by chance at my local comic shop. I'm like, I'm picking this up and I'm framing the damn thing.
Dude, for sure. That's one of those ones that deserves it. I
And
like
if
that.
I could find the anatomy lesson somewhere, I'd frame the shit out of that too, because I love the anatomy lesson.
Yeah.
I don't know which part of the Alan Moore Swamp Thing run you covered, but I'm definitely gonna I'm probably gonna watch it after we get off here.
Dude, I hope you do. Absolutely. We didn't cover the entirety of Alan Moore's run. We kind of we
Yeah, I
hit
know you
the
guys go through sections, some like with
yeah.
the Bendis run, where I was like, damn, I thought they were actually gonna talk about the whole thing, but then like it would take like
Yeah.
3 hours to talk about the whole thing.
Dude, that's exactly it. Yeah. So we kind of get through like the history and then the first, at least the first arc with most things. If we get really carried away, we'll go a little bit beyond that, but it depends on how much we read the week leading up to the episode is really what it looks like for us.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I love that run. I mean, it's great. I
Yeah.
think it's some of the best stuff Alan Moore did, and also Stephen Bissett and John Toddleman did some excellent work.
Yeah.
I've not generally creeped out by artwork in comics. Like, I mean, we were talking about Junji Ito earlier, and he has some stuff that's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Or even in Berserk, where you're just like, God, that's gnarly. But like, there's some parts in Swamp Thing that are genuinely like spine, like, especially when they
Chilling.
close up to the faces and you see all the pores and
I was just
oh,
gonna say that, man. They do that like under that like underglow lighting
it's
thing with the
gnarly, dude.
penciling. Yeah, that's it's like why are we? Oh my gosh, I don't need to see all the all the folds of the swamp thing.
Yeah, you know what else? You know what else I miss? I
What's
missed a
that?
little like they don't do this much, and I haven't seen them in a lot of comics recently. But I was reading like the Grant Morrison Animal Man. I was also reading like Alan Moore Swamp Thing, and
Hmm.
hold on, let me see if I can. In this little issue I have here,
Yeah,
the one I framed. Let me just pull it out real quick. Sorry, buddy, I'm gonna have to not tearing you apart.
yeah.
But I love how they.
Julie.
But I used to love how they implemented the uh the the who wrote this into the story.
Yeah.
Like did they have it for Alan Moore? Well, they have it kind of right here with Swamp Thing created
Mhm.
by Bernie Wrightson
Yeah.
and Len Weed.
Yeah, man.
But they would have like little. Hold on, where is it? They don't. It's the one issue they don't. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'll put that up later. But they. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, it's like I read the Grant Morrison um Animal Man run, and
Hmm.
let me see here. Let me see here. Like
Animal Man's a deep cut. I'm
like that right there. I love
yeah,
that. I love when they used to do that. They don't do that so much
total.
anymore, which is really sad. I wish they'd do
Yeah.
that more.
Give me the white eyes and the like old school like black and white horror movie cinematography or like framing.
Hmm.
That's that's the ticket, dude. We talked I think we even talked in the Swamp Thing episode. There's this old movie called Carnival of Souls. Have you ever heard of this?
I
Old
have
black
heard of the
and white
movie.
horror
I've not
film.
seen it.
It's like a it's I grew up thinking it was like a cult classic kind of weird. And I think there's a weirdly large following for it, but it's one of those ones where it's just so much of they play the black and white visual horror so well. It's like just the spookiest thing you ever saw. And I saw so much of that in Swamp Thing, and it looks like probably Animal Man's the same way.
It's probably just the old comics of the time, but I really like it. I think it's really quite neat. I just
Yeah.
of course the one issue I pull out to try and explain what I'm talking about, they don't have it in here. Thanks, Pog. I still love you though. I'll put you
Hey,
back
it
in there
happens.
later.
Are you a big collector, or did you just grab a few that you're really passionate about?
I generally grab a few I'm like really passionate about, and
That's
also,
good.
well, I did grab the facsimile of the of like the old Batman comics. So I thought that was fun because
Mhm.
I love Batman, so
Yeah,
he's my
dude,
boy.
totally.
He's my boy. So I
Oh
picked him
boy.
up. But generally, yeah, it's mostly like single issues that like meant a lot to me more than like You won't see me like wrestling through a lot of back issues. I'm more about like getting the story, you know.
Yes, no,
I
absolutely.
know that sounds really pretentious, but it's like,
No, I'm the same way. I kind of hate having a I can't even put into words necessarily what kind of a collector I am. It's kind of niche, but like if I'm gonna get one issue, I'm gonna get the whole run, and I'm gonna make sure I get my favorite like whatever my favorite covers are of that. I'm gonna make sure I get all the coolest one. You know, it's like that sort of like it's very. I kind of bottleneck my own collecting in that way, but it saves money, which is also kind of nice. It's like saving money just by making sure that I'm not just buying every single good cover that I would otherwise because I like a lot of covers.
yeah, I guess what I'm
Um,
saying is I like when the titles of the story or the arc is inside of the comic. I mean,
yeah.
the most recent one I could think of is another one of my favorites, Sweet Tooth. Like Sweet Jeff
Oh yeah.
Lemire did that a lot in Sweet Tooth, which
Yeah.
that's always fun. But yeah, no, they haven't been doing it
Totally.
so much recently, which makes me sad because I love it. I
Mm,
love when they do that. Like it's
yeah.
great.
It's good. It's like it's compelling artwork when they do it that way. It's like very creative use of things. Here, I have a whole stack of like different comics just sitting by over here. My wife bought a bunch of Nightwing comics that she. Oh yeah, these are all hers. I'll show you more of who my wife is
Oh,
as a collector.
oh no! Now I remember my grumpy old man comics where I was thinking about Chuck
Yeah,
Dixon called like Tom Taylor like a tourist creator. I'm like, are you out of your freaking mind? Like you have to be insane to even like that's a hell of a con job if the if he's
yeah,
just doing it for the to
yeah.
be a
No
tour.
kidding.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Also, it's like yeah, I get that it's an art form, but you got to make a paycheck at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like, are you mad at him for being successful? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's goofy, dude. Stuff like that. But yeah, it's like my my wife is all about the good covers, so it's like
Oh, is
cute
that
little
Scotty
thing,
Young?
man.
Is that Scotty Young?
Who did do this? Big Marvels. I don't know. They don't even have it on here. Yeah, they don't even have the artist name on the. It's a variant of Spider-Man of Amazing Spider-Man 51 from the new series of it. But she's a huge Nightwing fan, so like this was a I don't know if you can see it very well, but like this was a good cover that she found recently. That's
Oh.
like a it's like weirdly a four panel kind of style cover, which is sort of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good vibes. I was gonna buy her the. Did you see the issue of Nightwing that like went viral for him being shirtless on the cover?
No, I don't believe I have.
It's pretty saucy Nightwing cover. But I was gonna
You
get her
know,
that.
that's one of the things I get kind of annoyed with fandom about. Is like, why? What
Yeah, yeah.
are you doing? There are
It's a
better things to
little.
get angry about.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. That's good stuff
I
though.
mean, I have my angry nerd moments. Like when the DCEU was in full swing, I was railing against that from the beginning.
Yep. Yeah. No, 100%. I was and I was a little more optimistic about it than most, I think. But yeah, a lot of it was like we made some we made some weird Zack Snyder choices in some of these movies, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to put my Pog copy back in here.
Oh yeah, do your thing.
There we go. Yeah, I'll mess with it a little bit when we get off from here. But no, but yeah, I like when the art kind of you know goes like, here's the title,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Fun.
could you
Either on the
do
cover or in the
could you do
like
that more?
in the inner pages. Yeah. It's always cool.
There's always something like grumpy people will get mad about in
Mhm.
comics.
Yeah. Well, that's with anything. I figure that's any media is gonna have those people that again just like take it very seriously and put a lot of their identity into it. And it's like like it's good to put your identity into it a little bit. You know, if it's something you truly love and want to preserve, it's like that's needed. But there's a toxic side of that too, and it's like if yeah, we gotta keep that balance at some point.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest peak of that was people arguing about like Batman and Cat Black or someone's fighting skills on Twitter the other day. I'm like, guys, okay, it can be fun nerding out about fighting skills and whatnot, but like this is kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, we're still grown-ups, right? We we're still understanding this is fictional?
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, it's goofy stuff. But on the flip side of that, it's like my favorite thing about being part of
It's kind of a double-edged
even though
sword. Like sometimes it's fun to get in those little like nerd arguments, but at the same time, you're like,
yeah.
this is dumb.
Yes. No, that's exactly it. Yeah. Well, and then again, it's like the other end of that is like a really good and thriving community that like we get to be a part of by having our corner of it on YouTube and like interacting with people like this. And it's like I think that's the bright side of the community of like diehard comic fans that really, you can tell it really means a lot to them. You can tell that they really care, and that's the best part.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun, but at the same time, it can be kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure can.
It's funny. I was reading something Alan Moore was talking about the other day, and he was kind of doing his old kind of grumpy old man thing, and he was like, "Yo, I remember when I was like 14 arguing about Chameleon Boy," and I kind of stepped back and went like, "Yo, this is kind of ridiculous."
Yeah. At least he knows. I'm glad that that's evident to him.
I've seen like people arguing about that stuff, and I'm like, "Yo, he kind of has a point though."
Yeah, yeah. I believe it. Chameleon Boy is crazy.
Yo, that's a deep cut, dude.
Yeah, no, it is. It's astonishing talking to people that were kids when some of those things were like contemporary and in. Like I have one of my uncles would tell me about his comic book tastes from when he was a kid, and he was reading. He was like, "Man, Namor was the guy back then." And I was like, Namor's hardly a guy now. And like, but back then he was like popping off. Like he's bigger than Captain America, bigger than Iron Man, bigger than all of them. When
Ooh,
just
I
like,
also saw you guys did an episode on Todd McFarlane. I'm looking forward to that because like
yeah,
God, Todd McFarlane's kind of like a guilty pleasure figure for me. Like
yeah,
I think he's a good art. I think he's a solid artist, and like, but and his persona is pretty kind of like take no prisoners. But like, man, he's fun to watch.
totally. I'll tell you, we got a little critical in that episode where we weren't.
Oh no, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see
Yeah,
people go like, "Yo, Todd McFarlane." I don't get it. Like, I want to see that. I
yeah,
want to see him get saucy about Todd McFarlane. That's the best
yeah.
part.
We didn't necessarily mind the depths of the really good sides of Spawn. We you know we talked about it as a whole, and we read. I don't remember how many issues we read of that. That was all. That and Swamp Thing were part of like a Halloween series that we wanted to do back in October. It's kind of goofy, but like some of these like slightly darker characters or
Yo,
stories.
Spawn annoys the
Uh,
crap out of me so much because I'm like, yo, you have
yeah,
a fucking $1 million idea here, and you haven't done
yeah,
anything interesting with it.
yes,
Here's
and
what
it's
you
been
should.
going for so long. It's going now.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, and I'm
it's like
like,
Todd
I'm like,
McFarlane.
hey, Todd McFarlane, here's what you should do.
Yeah.
You should find a good creative team. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe you should get like I don't know, get like a guy who likes Spawn. Get like a good writer who likes Spawn, and then get like a good artist who likes Spawn. Like maybe Greg Capullo. Because
Yeah.
everyone loves Greg
Yeah. There you
Capullo
go.
art, and he already did Spawn, so he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. And let them do
Yeah.
Spawn, and just don't interfere. You
Mm-hmm.
could probably get some good material out of it.
Like take a little time off and let them do like a.
Let him cook,
I don't
bro.
even. Yeah, it's like we don't even need a reboot necessarily. We just need like an event. You know what I mean? It's like every character sometimes needs a little more something than just their usual month to month issues, and it's like yeah. Spawn could really benefit from something like that because it's
Yeah,
been a
like
long time before
they
since
had
there was interesting things.
he had like Neil Gaiman, who's kind of a controversial figure
Mhm.
now for reasons, but like
Yeah,
he had Neil Gaiman, and Neil Gaiman actually did some interesting stuff with Spawn, but then he and McFarlane got into a legal battle, and that
yeah,
just went out the window. I was like, damn it, McFarlane.
I know. Dude, that Neil Gaiman controversy when that came out,
Yeah, that was insane.
that sucked. Cause bro, I loved Sandman. I loved American Gods. I loved like
American
all
Gods is my
kinds of these
favorite
things.
fantasy novel. I mean, so I'm kind
Yeah,
of in an awkward situation after
bro,
that.
that's just it. That's one of those things. It's like, can we separate the art from the artist? I usually can, and that's that. I not everybody
You
feels
read
the
like
same way.
Calippi and you're like,
Yeah,
fuck, man.
yeah,
That's hard.
yeah. It's like I really got to do some separating in my mind of it's like I understand who penned this, but golly, is it high quality? It's like really good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Again,
Yeah,
I was talking to Shay the other day. He's like, bro, like, yo, Sandman might be as dark as Berserk. And I was like, really? Really? And I'm like, he's making me want to read the Sandman again, see if
yeah.
it's darker than I remember. Because he was all like, bro,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah, he has some interesting takes.
Definitely not as bloody as Berserk,
Oh
but I can
no.
see it being dark, like as dark in some different ways, I guess.
So yeah, no. Shout out to Shay, by the way. He's a good dude. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I got to meet this guy sometime.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. He actually did a video about a Swamp Thing recently. I'm like, I gotta go watch that because I fucking love Swamp Thing. But anyway, um, I was just like, yeah, no, the whole Neil Gaiman thing. I'm just like, damn, dude. You know what's funny? I watched the
Mm.
Sandman show, and they did a really great. And that first season was awesome, like
Yeah,
great.
I've heard that.
Some of my favorite bits of the comic are in that season, like the cereal convention. It's one of my favorite bits of the whole
Mm.
saga. I love it.
Yeah,
They did it wonderfully, I should say.
yeah,
They did that wonderfully. And then they did Calippi, or however you pronounce that. And they also did it
yeah.
wonderfully. I remember in the back of my mind, I'll never forget this now. It was in the back of my mind. I would be like, it would really fucking suck if Neil Gaiman was like a weird fucking sex dude.
Weirdo.
A
Yeah,
weirdo sex bro.
yeah,
Sex creep. And then it
yeah,
came out he was a
yeah.
fucking weirdo sex creep. I'm like, God damn it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's like
Fuck
that.
me.
That's the trend of like your favorite celebrity is probably in the files. It's like Neil Gaiman was in the files.
Oh my god, I was just like, "What are you doing?" No,
I know.
it was so. I'm like, I'll never forget that now because I was just like, "Damn, dude, that was
You
crazy."
called it. You
What are you
jinxed it,
doing,
Britton.
Rory? No, but it's yeah, no, I'm with you though. It's an awkward situation to be in.
No,
But
it
here's
is.
what I do: I go like, "Hey guys, here's what you should do. If you're kind of icked out by Sandman at the moment, you should read
Mhm.
Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. It'll scratch the
Yes.
edge for you."
Yes, it will.
And
That's
also,
the
Alan Moore isn't
yeah.
that he's not that much of a sex weirdo.
I,
There is a
I don't
little
know if you
sex
could.
weirdo
I don't know
stuff.
if you could put that on a hierarchy. You know what I mean? That becomes its own problem when
You
you
know,
try to compare.
here's another interesting Shay take. He was all like, "Bro, I think it's kind of darker than some Alan Moore stuff." I'm like, "Nah, man, nah." I had to put the foot down.
Alan Moore has some.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, bro, you should read the Miracle Man, Kid Miracle Man fight like that. That smokes anything that Neil Gaiman did.
Yeah, that's some dark stuff.
I don't know.
You'll have
I
to.
don't know if you read Miracle Man, but that
No, but I've seen like pages from it.
bro,
It's
issue 15 of that, which isn't really issue 15 because British comics works a little differently than American, but like
yeah,
when you get to the Kid Miracle Man fight, it is insane. Like
Mhm.
just how like think of the Invincible Conquest fight from Invincible, but it's like
yeah,
10 times more insane and violent.
yeah,
It's a horror show.
yeah. That's where the darkness is just
Yeah.
in the violence in that. Man.
Yeah. Anyway, bro, we've been going on for like an hour and 40 minutes, and I know you said you had an hour. I don't know if it's different now that Marshall isn't here, but
Oh yeah, I should probably wrap before too super long. Go see what the wife's doing. But
yeah, maybe we could talk a little longer, and then if you need to go, you can let me know. But I was just kind of wondering where you were at, or if you want to go now,
yeah,
it's okay too. I don't know.
yeah. No, I'm good probably till what time are we at now? Yeah, I'm good till 8:30 at least. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can go till then. Which again, I'm getting sad that Marshall isn't here because
Dude, me too. Yeah.
missing out, bro.
Marshall Marshall is so I think he and I have different styles too, where he is so much more passionate
Mm-hmm.
about not like I'm trying to like sum up how he goes about comic books and how that differs from the way I do it as well. He has like he develops like opinions, I think, so much more strongly than I do.
Hmm.
Like I'm just there to kind of enjoy it and take it all in. And Marshall is so he's like I think we're both he and I are both like analytical type people,
Hmm.
but he even more. I think it's part of the reason why he wanted to jump into this show with me was like he just loves that side of things. Like he knew he had something to say with the analysis side,
Bro,
and
I'm
so
curious what he has to say about Todd McFarlane because I mean,
yeah,
He's not Rob Liefeld, but I'm curious what he says about his art style though.
yes,
You're getting me all
yeah,
fired up to watch some of your videos now.
dude, totally. I hope you do. Well,
No,
it's
I
like
mean I'm already fired. I'm already a fan of your channel, but like I haven't been
yeah,
watching him recently because I've been kind of sidetracked with other things. But like after this, I'm gonna
totally,
go.
bro. It happens.
I'm gonna,
I hear you there.
I'm gonna watch a Swamp Thing video at least.
Yeah, if I remember right, Marshall has a respect for the artwork that Todd McFarlane goes with, but it's not like his not his favorite. You know,
Like he
not
can draw a badass image. Like there's that famous Spider-Man cover where it's like him kind of.
yeah, yeah.
Hopefully you
It's
know
the
the one.
coolest.
Hopefully you know the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, in
It's
the black suit, he's kind of crouched
yeah.
with yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I know
don't
the
know if
one.
this is intentional, but I always kind of liked how he looked like a
Mhm.
spider,
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
limbs are a little too long, very gangly, kind of like a spider.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was his intent. Maybe he was just like, oh, this looks cool. But
It worked out,
my
intentional
props,
or not.
man. My props
Yeah.
to Todd McFarlane there. I'm not going to say he is a bad sequential artist. It's not like Rob Liefeld where I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, bro.
That'd be a fun episode too.
Absolutely.
Just you guys looking at Rob Liefeld and just being like, "What?"
That
That would
would
be
be
awesome.
dude, we've been getting into like tier lists kind of often recently. Like if there's ever a week when it's because Marshall and I both have day jobs, and there are genuinely sometimes where we just go like I didn't have enough time to read what we were planning to talk about tonight. Let's do a tier list of some kind because it's like not that it's like cheap and easy content, like it's still something we want to do really well. But it's so we just have this running list of tier list things that we could do. So the best to worst Rob Liefeld moments. It would be a really fun one. It's like put the Captain America big barrel chested one in
Oh my
there, like
god.
S tier Rob Liefeld or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the like Rob Liefeldest of Liefeld.
Yes, it is. That's right. Like, yeah, just going through art like that. Yeah, needless to say, Liefeld not Marshall's favorite either. You can cross that one off the list as well.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like it's like Todd McFarlane. It's kind of like Frank Miller. I can acknowledge that Frank Miller can draw. I'm just not really a fan of his style all that much.
Yeah,
Though I think
yeah.
I would put McFarlane. I'm probably gonna piss off the Frank Miller fans now, but I would kind of put him over Miller a little bit just in terms of sheer like composition.
Mhm.
That's not to say like Miller's bad. Like I think his Wolverine mini's probably his best like artistic effort. But there's some
I was
panels
just gonna
from
ask if you had read Wolverine. I think he is at his peak when he's doing that. Yeah.
yeah, but like I read something like Dark Knight Returns, and there are some panels in there that are just god awful to look at.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
roided out Jack Kirby is what I like to say.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, mixed in are like the most beautiful Batman panels you've ever
Oh
seen.
no, he can draw a
In some of
badass
those.
image. Like there's that one where Batman's like he's like doing this and he's like smiling like
Yeah.
a crazy person. I'm like, oh shit, that guy's gonna fuck me up.
Yep. Yep.
Or
That's exactly
the
right.
real famous one where he's doing the pose
Yeah.
with that's pretty cool. But
The
like
lightning in the back.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a classic.
or
You know
him
what I
with
mean?
like
It's like that's
Robin doing the thing. I'm like, yeah, he can draw a badass image, but like
yeah.
some of his art is just ugly as hell to look
Mm.
at.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah. But it's like it never. I feel like even when his art is not the best, it doesn't take me out of the story either. You know what I mean? It's like I don't think I've ever stopped in the middle of a Frank Miller book and gone like, "Ew, that looks ugh." Or it's like that.
No,
Like it doesn't break the immersion
I am
in
curious to when I get around to his actual like Daredevil run that he did back in the day where I'm gonna land because it's like if Frank Miller hasn't proved himself yet. So I would like to see where
yeah.
because I heard he does some interesting like paneling stuff. I think what he is really good at,
Mhm.
he's really good at like pacing. Like he's good at
Oh yeah.
like the fluidity of movement. He's really good at that. Like you see that in like
He's
Sin
great at it.
City or like even Wolverine. Like he's fantastic at that.
Yes. No, he really is. Again, he does that page turn pacing thing that I think is like, again, not that I don't want to make rules for comic books, but I think if I had to, it's like that would be like that's the gold standard is like like pace it out so that page by page it like feels like it's flowing, you know?
Yeah, he's really good at that. So I can't say like he's a bad artist. He's just not my
Yeah.
thing, really.
Yeah.
I just think it's
Yeah.
ugly and unpleasant to look at.
Dude, and that is fair. That's a little bit of how I feel about Todd McFarlane. I have a love hate thing with Todd McFarlane's like
You think I don't?
weirdly
Is it
like
ugly?
over.
I didn't think it was that ugly. I just think it's kind of. I don't really like
See,
that
I feel
'90s
like
style anyway, where it's just like big muscles and like.
that's just it. It's like
You
this
know,
weird. It's like he wants to.
look how
He's
awesome
having
and
his cake and
edgy
eating
this
it
is.
too in the
Just
way that he's like he's doing the like human thing. What does understanding comics say? There's like the one-to-one representation of a person, but then there's like the like an iconic
Mhm.
representation of a person, not like their actual image. I'm butchering how they say it in that book, but it's like Todd McFarlane tries to do both. He tries to make them like a normal human form, but then they're these like weirdly grotesque, like post-human.
And like you
Uh,
can do the like kind of weird stylized kind of caricature type of thing. Like, there's
yeah,
Kevin O'Neill who does, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He does that really well, but
yes, yeah,
I don't know if Todd McFarlane's that good. Sorry, Todd
yeah.
McFarlane.
McFarlane's like not all in on that. Is the issue? If he had just committed to it, and it's like, yeah, it's just gonna be a
The
book
same
of
thing with
freaks.
Liefeld.
Like,
Like if Liefeld had just been like, yeah, this kind of weird caricature thing,
yeah,
like Bill Sienkiewicz, or talk about a wild artist, Bill Sienkiewicz. But anyway, like if
yeah,
he had just like gone there and just be like, yeah, I'm just doing my own thing over here, like okay, that'd been fine. Not my thing, but cool. But like, I just don't think Liefeld's that good.
yeah, yeah, dude. And that's something I'm kind of back and forth on when it comes to like thinking through art styles. Is like sometimes I just want cartoons. I
Yeah,
want a cartoon like we talked about Matt Fraction earlier. Matt Fraction's art kind of is really good at going beyond the actual like image based representation of a person. Like it's
yeah.
like
Like
yeah,
I'm the same way. I really like that
yeah,
kind of simple, like I hope you've read Batman Year One, but like the David
yeah.
Mazzucchelli or Daredevil. You did Born Again, didn't you?
We didn't do Born Again specifically, but I have read it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, the David Mazzucchelli, the like Darwin Cook, or if you really want to
Yeah.
get old, like Alex Toth.
Yeah. Dude,
Kind of like
absolutely.
very simple, like looks like the cartoons I liked when I was a kid. Super clean and whatnot.
Hmm. Yes, 100%. Yeah. I was just talking the other day about Scott Pilgrim. It's kind of got that like chibi like pop animation sort of artwork to it.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing. It's like it doesn't like it does it's not a shrinking of the character or anything like that. And I get that that's how that character was meant to be seen. But I don't think it'd be the worst thing if we take established characters and kind of do more fun things like that with them, like give them that pop art aesthetic or make it, it's like, dude, I
so
just
like
think,
Bill Sienkiewicz.
yeah, yeah,
What's funny? I remember watching Into the Spider Verse, which is a fucking masterpiece. I should
yes,
just
it
note
is.
of animation. But I remember
Yeah,
looking at the Kingpin, and he's just like mass figure, and his head is like in his chest.
yes, yeah, yeah. His
and it's
traps are
and
here,
I
you know.
saw and I saw a panel from a Bill Sienkiewicz comic. It is literally the same thing. Like it is
Yeah,
just this mass, and then his head is like that, and you're like, were
yeah.
they? And I ended up looking it up, and yeah, they were inspired by Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm like, oh,
Well,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, and it shouldn't work, but it does. It's like it's the weirdest kind of convention that they try to go with, but it works great.
Yeah, I have a buddy named Sid. He runs this channel called the Brass Mongo. He's a good dude,
Mm,
and he likes that kind of weird, like I'm actually about to read a book called The Extremist from Peter Milligan. It's an old Vertigo series from back in the day. So old
oh,
and
cool,
obscure, by the way. There's not even a trade. I have all 4 issues here, like the literal issues.
nice.
I got them off of Amazon.
Yeah,
So there you go. And it's not me being like a hipster, but he's a big fan of Ted McKeever, who drew that story. So we're gonna be
mm,
talking about it. I'm looking forward to that. But it's
sweet.
So yeah, he likes that kind of weird, art. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad. But have you
Yeah.
read like Batman Year One? he's like, yeah, no, I've read that. I'm like, okay. No, but
Yeah, man.
I kind of like that simple, or even there's other like there's a comic I read called it's a like a memoir type of thing, and it's about this dude who gets kidnapped by I think it's literally called Hostage, which
Mm.
is like the story about this French journalist guy who got kidnapped and he was like there. Very simple artwork, but it's very good. It's very good artwork though. I like that stuff. I don't know. Then again, I was a big fan of animation growing up, so that's kind of how it overlapped in the comics, which
Totally. Yeah.
I think the two
Absolutely.
mediums interlap a bit. So I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Again, it's like Spider-Verse is the best. I think the best um expression of that we've probably ever seen, as like the then continuation of like, okay, we've seen animation, we've seen comics, now let's see them like living together. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
so you
no,
get
it's
all
dope.
these different animation styles, you get all the fun stuff out of it.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's dope. It's dope. It's really dope. I really
It's
like it.
so much fun. I think the way they did like the punk Spider-Man in those
Yo,
movies,
that was oh my god.
coolest
I
thing.
think
There's
the
this
third act dragged a little in Across the Spider Verse, but all the stuff they did right and just that unhinged creativity, I loved it. I just thought it was
beautiful.
it was
It's a
wonderful.
beautiful thing.
It's
There's
wonderful.
this really good video essay out there about like why Spider-Punk is like the most important character in that second movie. It talks all about how if the movie is themed around like a broken system, there has to be like a voice of dissent that's speaking out against it. And so and so they introduce this guy that is like in one breath he's wacky, he's sarcastic, he's fun loving, but then he's also very serious. He's very like
Mm-hmm.
very savvy with what's going on with like the situation that he's in, and wanting to make sure that he's kind of the smartest guy in the room, uh, like in his awareness of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's what makes him such. It's a great video that highlights
I'll have to watch that
cool character. Yeah,
somewhere down the line.
yeah, man, it's awesome. You'd
Because
enjoy
I'll
this.
admit, I get kind of annoyed with video essays. I've gotten
Uh,
really annoyed with them because it's like a lot of it is just like a bunch of like images, and then they put like words in there to make it look arty. I'm just like, this is fucking stupid.
yeah, yeah, totally. There's like a million ways to do it. There are those ways to do it kind of iffy, but yeah. They're so good for just putting on in the background of my work. That's my
No, I
favorite
mean,
thing to do.
I like them. I like video essays. I think it's a
Mhm.
good use of like YouTube, but it's
Yeah,
just kind of sometimes I get annoyed with the It's like I
yeah.
don't know how much booktube you watch, but there's those like booktube videos where someone's like sitting like this and they're like thinking about a book. Fucking hate that so much.
Oh man, there's a lot that keeps me away from BookTube. Unfortunately, I want to be more in it. I really, really do, because
It's a
I
good
like,
community. It's a great
yeah,
community. It's
yeah,
fun, but like when the drama happens, it gets kind of crazy.
yeah, totally. And I imagine there's plenty of it. Yeah, like
But it's a good
I'd love to be
community. Like
more
most
well read
everyone
and
I've
more like,
talked to who are booktubers have been very nice to me. Even the ones who've been like, no, they're like super cool about it. So it's
good.
I haven't got one who's like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of here. Nothing like that. So
Yeah, good, because that ruins the whole community. It's like the community exists for a reason, and it's the opposite of that. Totally,
yeah,
man.
no. So I haven't gotten one who's told me to like go fuck myself just yet. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I also hope it doesn't happen. But yeah, I feel like as an author, I should be more into it. It's
Bro, you write like
never
poetry
struck me.
though. Like poetry's pretty like kind of. I'm not much of a poetry reader, admittedly. I'll be honest. I'm sorry.
That's
I
fair.
know. It's
You and
okay.
you and everybody else. That's okay. Yeah, it's very
I
it's
read
a
like old like romantic poetry from time to
yeah,
time. Like I'm a weirdo
dude.
in that way. But
No, it's good. I mean, it's just kind of a niche thing, you know what I mean?
I
It's like
know.
there's not a
I took
like
a
people that
poetry
it's
class and I was just such like a deer in headlights during those last
yeah.
couple semesters because it's like I just don't.
Yeah.
It's not like my like be like yo I read this banging novel or like I read this
Mhm.
banging comic. You want to talk about that? And
Yeah, man.
Nobody's like, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Though I did, there was some people I was kind of like there was one time I was in class and someone was like, yo, and they mentioned something Doomsday Clock. I'm like, yo, I didn't know that was real till like a little while ago. I just thought that was something in Watchmen that like Alan Moore made up. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
real. And I'm like, oh,
the real
okay.
thing. Yeah, yeah, totally. Seeing the
No,
world through comic lenses.
he's like, yo, yeah, Watchmen. That's another one that like there's people who are like, I don't like any of that stupid Invincible. I don't know why I keep bringing up Invincible for that. I don't like any of that dumb MCU stuff. But Watchmen, for some reason, Watchmen's like
Yeah, I think
I love
like
Watchmen,
the
by the way. It's a
generation
great
before
book, but
ours.
it's just kind of like,
Yeah,
damn, dude. There's so much
yeah,
more you can
bro.
read.
For like our parents' generation, that was like those comic book fans. That was like the closest to high art that they'd ever seen comic books get is Watchmen. It's like that was like the thing from their childhood that made comic books grow up in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it'd be fun to also see you guys do like weird like like R Crumb or something. That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, we try to keep up with that. There's one called the Department of Truth that we really want to
Oh
get
yeah, I
into.
read the first volume of that. There's some good like single issues in that, but the whole thing, I'm just like, he just over explains the concept. I'm just like, dude,
It is a
no.
very high concept. You got a point there. It's wacky. Yeah.
It's not like something. He did another series called "Something Is Killing the Children," and he doesn't over explain the concept, and it's pretty much the
Oh,
same thing. It's like your mind makes it real. Very much
yeah.
the Neil Gaiman thing, from American Gods, where it's like
Hmm,
if you
hmm.
believe in it, it's real.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think it's done much better. I don't know if you've read "Something Is Killing the Children," but like,
No, I picked it up last time I was at my comic shop here in Lincoln. Um and I was like that'd be a good one. I read the back and was really into it, but I haven't read it yet.
yeah, no, it's funny. I was always I read the first couple volumes a few years ago, and I was kind of nervous. My parents would walk in and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah. It's like a formative experience for every comic fan. It's like, oh, gotta turn this page really quickly once I read through it.
Kind of makes me
Like
that
every comic at work.
Makes me think of that young Sheldon episode where Sheldon's mom sees him reading Watchmen. She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. Why is that a blue? Oh no.
Yeah, no, I. But yeah, no, I. But yeah, going back to poetry, bro. But like,
Yeah.
I'm one of those weirdos like old poetry where it's like kind of like yeah, but like I don't know. I don't know if I'm made for it.
Bro, I get it. That's one reason I
Did you just like write poetry for like shit and gigs, or was it like something you're actually interested in? Which I hate
so
to
it was
say,
like
because that
a
sounds like super demeaning. I'm not trying to demean
no,
you.
not at all. Not at all. It was something that I when I was doing so I yeah, English I majored in English initially. I say initially because I added other majors onto it, but and then they made me emphasize the University of Nebraska made me emphasize in something, and so I chose creative writing in poetry,
Mm-hmm.
and so and it was just something that I like. I kind of backed my way into it. Like I'd always loved writing stories. That
Mm-hmm.
was always where I was at. Um, and I think I had landed I had taken a my senior year of high school, I had kind of taken a poetry class that was more. It was more on the history side, less on the writing side.
Mm-hmm.
But I had enjoyed the heck out of it. I was in some like poetry recital competition stuff locally. The random stuff you get into in high school, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was doing a lot of that stuff. And so I think because I had that, I was like, okay, an emphasis in poetry could be great and easy A's and stuff like that. And I just found that I had this kind of an affinity for it. Just like I enjoyed and still enjoy very much the idea that, well, a couple of things. I enjoyed one, the idea similarly to why you like comics, why we both like comics. There's no rules, it's
Mm-hmm.
like for certain types of poetry, obviously there are rules. A sonnet has to be shaped a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
A limerick has to sound a certain way, so on and
Bro, have
so
you ever read
forth.
Howl? Not to get on a side tangent about poetry.
That's all right. I haven't yet. No.
Oh, I was about to say that one's wild. I read that when I was like 14. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that when you say like it has no rules, like yeah, I hear you
Yeah.
there.
Totally. Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's just it. It's like I love writing that sort of thing where I'm not going to be I'm not going to be like penned in, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
by certain like conventions or anything. And so you can kind of just do whatever you want. So it's like in this book, it's like I have short little. This is Marauders, my book, by the way. This is my author copy. That's why it has the not for resale tape across it. Like it has short little like just I don't know if you can see it, just like
Mm-hmm.
one page
Mm-hmm.
blurbs like that. It has much longer. See, now I'm gonna make myself a liar here. I don't know. It has like much longer examples of different things. I included a lot of like pictures in mine, along with a full like
Mm-hmm.
series of kind of different themed poems that I did. So like there's just stuff like that you can do all throughout, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I found to be really really fun. So yeah, so there's no rules to it, but also I love the something about the challenge of just like say how can I like describe things in maybe the weirdest or like least conventional way possible, and still have it make sense, like still get some kind of a message across. I just love the challenge that brings in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sit around and I do that all day long. Whether it's like, especially at work, it's like my job in admissions is a sales job in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cases. And sales uses a lot of creativity in language, and so I do that 9 to 5, and then I can do that more on the artistic sense in poetry. And so you just may like so often I'll be listening to like driving home just earlier today, listening to that new Harry Styles album that just came out a couple weeks ago. He just has some lyrics in that I'm like, that's poetry. It's just poetic language. You know what I mean? It's like not all
Mm-hmm.
music it uses poetic language these days, but when it does, you really notice it, and it's like, man, I don't even know. Oftentimes, you're like, I don't even know what he was trying to say there, but the language itself just like scratches the brain in a certain
Mm-hmm.
way. And so it's stuff like that. I'm like, man, I can't get enough of it. And that is what really, yeah, the language, the use of language creatively, and the just completely free flowing world of it. Really, those are the two things that made me really into it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll ask you one more thing, and I'll let you
Yeah,
go if that's okay. If that's
for sure.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you like comics and you like writing a little bit, and since Marshall is an artist, and by the way, still missing Marshall, by the way.
Yes,
So
we got to get him in
we,
here
we, we need to
one
get
of
him
these
in here
days
at some
soon.
point.
Yeah.
But um, uh, have you considered writing a comic? I'm sure, I'm sure someone's asked you this.
Dude, totally. No, it's a fantastic question. We are in the very early stages of working on something together.
Oh, oh, okay,
And I
okay.
don't know how much I can say necessarily about it.
You don't have to say anything.
I can say at least a little bit. We have decided that we want to do a lot. There's a slew of things that we would love to make happen. We've decided that we want to start in a place where it's like we can get our feet under ourselves get our feet under us with something that already exists. So we want to adapt something. And we went, well, we're both poor and like we can't we can't really like license rights to anything or anything like that. So it's got to be something public domain.
There's a
And
lot of those
something that
public
we
domain. There's a lot of wild public domain golden age characters you can go nuts with.
oh, so much good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much out there. And so we were like, we know like so we did a lot of back and forth, like what hasn't been done yet. It's like, what could we do creatively that people haven't seen a million times. And we landed on Sherlock Holmes.
Hmm.
So what we're doing is we're adapting one of the Sherlock Holmes stories
Oh,
into a
okay.
comic book, which I'm shocked at how little there is for comic adaptation for Sherlock Holmes. I'm like blown away by this. There's just not a ton out there. It seems very very adaptable. Like there's no reason why it shouldn't be in the comics medium. It just hasn't been done a ton. Like it's we're not like we're not reinventing the wheel or anything like that. Like it's
So it's gonna be like
people have.
the Parker adaptations that Darwin Cook did, where it's like adapting the story.
like yeah, like adapting one of the old mystery, but we're doing it like in the actual. We're keeping it in its time, in its like Victorian timeline kind of. You know what I mean? We're not necessarily doing the Cumberbatch like modernization thing.
Oh no.
Uh, we're
Yeah.
we're yeah, we're doing our best to keep it to do a a real faithful thing straight out of Doyle's original books, and so that's our plan. We're kind of planning out, with the story that we selected, which I don't think we've announced yet, so I'm not going to say it. But with the story that we chose, it's like how are we going to split it up issue by issue? What's
Hope it's
all
not
that going
Hounds
to
of the
look like?
Baskervilles, because that's like the famous one.
That is that's the famous one for sure, and that's a banger of a story. So I don't know,
Oh, it
I
is.
can't
Oh, it
say,
is.
yeah, but it's going to be really really fun. We're doing some fun creative, taking some creative liberties with like the appearance of some of the characters.
Yeah.
Just like I think they're if you say like Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, like you have a certain image of them in your head. You think of certain hair colors for those two men. You think of certain like body shapes and sizes and things like that. And so we're kind of taking some different directions in ways that I think still stay faithful to the original story, but just freshen things up. And so I'm really really excited to see where it goes.
Oh man, yeah, that sounds fun. It sounds fun. And this has been a fun conversation.
Yeah,
Gotta get
likewise,
got gotta get
absolutely.
gotta get Marshall on here at some point.
Yes, we will. He'll have a lot to tell you about.
Um, but anyway, this has been great. I'm actually getting hungry, so I'm gonna take off. But this has been great. We should do this again at
Yes,
some point. It's always fun
definitely,
meeting comic book people because I like geeking out about comic books when I get the chance. generally talk
bro.
about
Same here.
I generally talk about books on here, but I like but when I get to nerd
Yeah,
out about comics, I love it. But anyway,
dude.
last thing
Anytime.
I
Yeah,
generally do before I let people go is if you have
yeah.
any social media, feel free to share it for anyone who's curious.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Find us at Longbox Studios on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, Longbox Studios on YouTube is our main page. That's where we post all of our mainline episodes. We just did, like I mentioned earlier, we just did an episode on Moon Knight last week, on the Brian Michael Bendis run of that, which we had some thoughts on, both pros and cons. Um, this coming week, Marshall has a solo video, so you'll get to see him, just kind of doing something that he's very passionate about from the art side of things.
Mm,
And
mm,
then
mm.
next week, I have a solo video coming out that's all about those, all about comic book adaptations and the do's and don'ts. What works and what doesn't.
Don't cuck
And
the
so,
kingpin for one thing. Don't do that.
yes, yeah, I'm putting that at the top of the list. Good. So it's gonna be fun. We got some fun stuff coming out. New episodes every Thursday right now. It's kind of our current release schedule. We usually do Wednesdays, but again, we both have day jobs, and we try to, as much as we want to make YouTube our full-time jobs, we're not quite there yet. So, but anyway, please go. Yeah, I hope everybody goes and follows us. We love having new people in the community. We're in a very blessed place where we're kind of at that size where we're able to consistently like reply to all of our comments and take in a lot of really good recommendations from fans. And so it's been very fun. Yeah, follow me. I'm at, dude. This is how bad of a social media presence I am. I don't even really know my Instagram
That's how I
handle
got in
off the top of my
contact with
head.
you was on your Instagram.
Yes, yeah. Michael underscore Klopp, Klopp, is that's my Instagram handle. And so yeah, follow me on there. It's all connected. Do all the things.
Fair enough. This has been
Tree and
great,
some more videos too. You'll
and
see.
hopefully I'll find a way to get in contact with Marshall. And I can get him on here. We can talk about comic art or whatever. But anyway,
Yes. Yeah, he's got sweet artwork up on his Instagram, at mparish underscore art, or at mparish art, something like that. Yeah.
you guys have a good rest of. I don't know who you guys are. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. You have a good rest of your evening, Michael. We should do this again sometime.
Yes,
Uh,
dude. Let me know when I'll be here.
and take care, everyone. So until next time.
See ya.